What does that mean?
Hump day!
Thank you for pulling your mic away from your mouth. So
I'm learning, man.
Do you know that I literally almost said, it almost came out of my mouth that it was Thursday today?
Yeah, well,
You kept messing me up with Kyle Phillips coming on the show.
I was thinking it was Thursday. That's what
I've
I
been
thought.
thinking Kyle Phillips was going to be on this show for like the last 3 days.
He'll be here soon.
I mean,
It's a
am I
countdown.
that excited about talking to Kyle Phillips? Yes, actually, yes, I am.
I mean,
It is a countdown.
Basically, Kyle Phillips is a tree that fell down in the forest.
Elaborate.
You forget it. Maybe it didn't happen. Maybe he doesn't exist. I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Because he was just non-existent last year because of
You
injury.
just forget about him.
Because he was injured.
Yeah.
But you know what I don't forget? I
What
don't
don't you
forget
forget,
that
Babsy?
camp performance. I don't forget him from camp, the beginning of camp, where I was like, oh, he's going to make a difference.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And guess what?
What?
The couple snippets that we saw, that I saw yesterday that they put out, he still looked the same.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
And we get to chat with him.
Why would we not be
Tomorrow.
excited about it? That's what I want to know.
Because I don't know, you'd forget about him. That's why.
No, we can't forget about him. Guess why? We can't forget about him because there wasn't nobody to make us forget about him. Like who was
Okay,
that?
we are at the ballpark today, man. Day at the ballpark, First Horizon Park, and we are looking forward to tonight's game. The Nashville Sounds hosting the Iowa Cubs tonight at 6:35 at First Horizon Park. It is it sweet night for us?
That's sweet night.
I don't know how you turned into Borat.
I don't either. It's
But
weird.
that's what happened.
It happens on sweet night.
Here's what's going to happen, too. One, Joseph Hunkapiller will throw out the first pitch tonight as he walks in front of the camera.
Joseph Hunkapilla Jenkins.
Well, look, here's the thing. It's not the only first pitch. Just found out there's a second first pitch tonight. Not the first pitch of the first pitch.
D. Benedetto, the NASCAR guy.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know who he is.
Oh, it's like a real NASCAR driver that's upstaging you?
Yes. Yes. I just
That's
talked to one
really
of their
funny.
people a minute ago. He's like, yeah, so you're throwing out the first pitch. I said, cool, what time do I need to be there? She goes, I don't know, there's two of you tonight. I'm like, two of us?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. One time I threw out the first pitch and Minnie Pearl upstaged me.
Well,
It wasn't really Minnie Pearl. It was a lady that looked like her and
Yeah,
dressed
you're
like
playing
her.
like Minnie Pearl.
Yeah, and she had a price tag from her hat.
Pretend
I
Pearl.
bounced it in, and then she lobbed it in there for a strike. Minnie Pearl.
The only time I've ever thrown out a first pitch, I've been the only one.
See, I like that,
whoa,
Babs.
flex.
I like that, Babs. They put me out there with my another VFL. I think he was about 70 or 80. We both bounced it. I ain't riding this train alone.
I'm sorry, did you say 80 years old?
Yeah.
Octogenarian?
Yeah, he was the only. I should have asked him, did he have Martha number? Probably didn't.
Martha wasn't hot back then.
No, she is now. Scorching.
She got the soft light.
No, she got all kind of light.
Yeah,
Sunlight.
Martha Stewart is, if you don't know, on the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. And she's 81, so you can check that out. But Joe Hunk throwing out the first pitch. Throwback corduroy hat giveaway night. First
Really?
1,000.
Corduroy giveaway hat.
It's not just one that looks like corduroys. I saw it just a second ago. They're actually made of corduroy.
That's fun.
Yes.
It's like a baseball hat made of corduroy.
Baseball hat made of corduroy.
It's got like the
It's
rope.
very trendy.
It's got the rope going across the top of the bill,
That's
like everybody's
cute.
wearing now.
Are we going to talk to somebody from the Sounds today?
Yes.
Who?
Nashville Sounds General Manager Adam English.
I feel like my
4
problems
o'clock.
the problems that I have, the bone I pick with them, I don't think it should go to him. I think it's somebody that should
No,
be a
I
step
think you
down.
should run it to the top, man.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a problem with them.
If you're going to put I don't have a jersey on the Sounds.
Well, thank
Oh,
you.
is that the problem?
Yeah, you just spoiled it.
Oh,
Well, you've griped about that a lot.
I didn't know what he
No,
was
this
talking
is a
about.
promise that was made. This
Yes,
ain't
it
no
was.
gripe.
By
This
who,
is
though? Was it a
promise.
promise made by somebody else?
By the Sounds.
Okay, but
whoever.
what if the person that was in charge of that's now gone?
Well, I ain't got nothing to do with
That
that.
promise is
I
gone.
ain't got. I was grandfathered in on this promise.
Yeah, that could have been Chad, who is no longer here.
Yep.
Well, I know they used and abused me.
He's with the Rangers. He moved up to the big leagues.
I feel used.
Chad.
I feel used. They told me if I got out there and threw the first pitch, I would get a jersey to match your
I-
and Babsy, and I'm the only one sitting here with no jersey. I should have wore black. I should have wore all black today. What's the visiting team colors?
It's
They're the Cubs.
The Cubs.
The red, white, and blue? Oh, that's one rep. Yeah. Let's go Iowa. Let's go Iowa. Yeah, that's what I'm cheering
Impressed
for.
he knew the AAA affiliate was Iowa.
Yeah.
I know a lot about the Iowa
I read
Cubs.
the liner.
I spent. I spent.
Sweet night. Don't forget.
Yeah, you did.
That's right.
I guess you're
Oh,
reading
I
that liner.
I take it back.
I lost track of what you were saying when you were reading that liner.
Yeah, I did too. No, but it feels great out here. Like, this is baseball weather. This is perfect. Usually it rains a little bit when we come out here. This is perfect tonight.
So the corduroy hat goes out to the first 1,000 fans through the door, presented by Advanced Financial. Throwback Thursday is tomorrow, presented by Budweiser. They're going to wear 1978 uniforms.
Nice.
And then Friday, fireworks presented by Fox 17 News. So that's what's coming up. I spent some time identifying Cubs' top prospects on the Iowa Cubs roster.
Is that right?
Don't you want to know?
Not really.
How dare baseball?
The number 7 prospect in the Cubs
prospects.
system is Brennan Davis. He was 1 for 3 last night. He's hitting 192 on the season.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's solid.
The number 10 prospect is Alexander Canario. He's on the 60-day injured list with an ankle and a shoulder.
Getting paid.
Must have been some sort of collision.
Yeah, going in the home probably.
Pudding day.
Yeah, who knows?
Number 14 is catcher Miguel Amaya, and he was up recently with the Cubs. I saw him get.
Hey, back down?
I saw him get hit by a pitch and not get up for like 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
So
And then Christopher Morel started the season down here. He's up with the Cubs, and he's had 49 major league at-bats. He's hitting 367
Ooh.
in the big leagues.
Okay.
And
Now that's it.
That's getting it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 9 of his 18 hits are homers, including one last night, and a Cubs win.
Jeez, I hope he stays hot.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So the Brewers
All
have
right.
some guys, too. Sal Frelick, an outfielder, played at Boston College. He played football and baseball in high school in Massachusetts.
Pretty good. Pretty good athlete.
He did not play last night. He's hitting 232 with no homers, 3 RBIs. There's your Nashville Sounds Iowa Cubs
And
report.
And Luke Voigt is down on rehab assignment.
Is that John Voigt's grandson?
Cousin separated by third marriage.
Are you serious?
I was gonna say,
Oh,
yeah,
I was like, dude,
I
Hunk
sold
knows
me.
his stuff.
Yeah, you
How about
sold
a
me,
note,
boy.
dude?
So,
Yeah.
damn, Hunk is on it.
When you're doing baseball games like play-by-play, you have to have nuggets like
absolutely.
that. And if you don't, you make them up just like that.
Absolutely. That is
No, you
exactly
can't-
what
you
you
can't
have to do.
Kids,
You'll-
that is not
No,
accurate.
you can't make them up.
What-
y'all.
Do not make things up.
Please don't.
Don't let the truth
What's
get in the way of a
great
good
is
story.
tonight for Luke, when he's batting, he is in all all Brewers gear outside of his jersey. That's it. He's got his Brewers pants on, his Brewers helmet, Brewers gloves, everything, and then he has a Sounds jersey on. That's what he was doing in Durham.
What, he's on the loan? He's a loner?
No, yeah, he's on a rehab assignment, getting ready to go back up to Milwaukee.
13.
So they sent all of his gear down here for him to get ready.
What, he got to get warm in his gear or something?
Yeah, he gets off his uniform. He'll be wearing his Brewers helmet and everything.
That's weird.
He did that in Durham last week.
Wow.
Rehab, man. It's a tough way to go.
So the NBA and the G
I'm
League, they
proud
should
of
do
it,
that.
though.
They should do the same thing, and NFL to the XFL. Like, if anybody got to go down, like if it's a Titan, you wear a Titan jersey, Titan helmet, and what's the Stallions or something like that?
Birmingham Stallions.
Renegades, yeah.
Don Davenport, your XFL.
Orlando Guardians.
Yeah,
She
there
puts
you go.
the expert in XFL.
Uh-huh.
DC Defenders. I got anything you need to know about the XFL. I got you covered.
Okay. I like it.
You know what? Probably just as important as the Cubs' top prospects, Mayor.
Aren't y'all proud of me, man? I spent a lot of time on that.
Oh, no. Kudos to you, dog.
You did not. Stop it.
I did. Look at this. Look
2
at
pages
all
worth?
of that information. I didn't even give you everything. I'll save some.
No, that's all right.
We got 3 hours,
I
Don.
didn't even talk about Robert Gasser for the Brewers. Tell us about him, Joe.
He
Who's
throws
Joe?
gassers.
Yeah.
It's a great name for a pitcher.
Yeah.
Gasser.
Is he a pisser?
Is he a what?
Pitcher.
What are we doing?
Piss missiles.
You can't take us out of the studio, man. This is unbelievable. Oh, man. Plus, we're in a baseball.
Sorry.
We're in
No,
a
that was
baseball
good.
park with no beer.
That was good. There's a bathroom right over here.
Coach Mack. Where's the clock? Okay. Coach Mack at 3:20. Presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. You may have heard him a couple hours ago on Blaine and Mickey. You'll hear him again. Adam English, Nashville Sounds General Manager at 4 o'clock. Todd Fuhrman.
Wait, why was he on Blaine and Mickey, too?
He was a bit unavailable yesterday.
Got it.
Got it.
Carry on.
Thank you, Babsy.
Sorry.
Appreciate it. I'm just going through the list here. Doing my job here, Babs. Todd Fuhrman, CBS Sports HQ analyst. Did you know that?
Who?
And Todd Fuhrman.
Okay.
Todd Father, as you like to call
yeah,
him.
that's yeah.
Also, Bet the Board podcast
That's what I know.
innovator, creator,
Him and Payne.
instigator. So we'll talk with him about NHL. Carolina, Florida coming up tonight. Florida trying to sweep Vegas at Dallas coming up tomorrow. Vegas trying to sweep. And then the Celtics fought back last night, winning in Miami 116-99. Boston had 6 players in double figures, including Grant Williams for back-to-back games.
Cooking. Yeah, all them little fans that now that was telling that he lit the match. Looked like all NBA guys stepped up as well.
Hey, look out if they win in Boston.
Yeah.
Then you got
Shifts.
some.
You know what's the second-hand emotion?
Tina Turner.
Yup.
Rest in peace.
Yup.
83 years old.
Yeah. What's love got to do? I got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? Yeah. I felt that, Babsy.
In your soul,
Yes.
clearly,
Rest in peace.
because you didn't
Tina.
hear it.
Was that a salute to her or?
No, yeah, that was yeah. I wanted to figure out what the second-hand emotion was. I kind of felt it right there. Love really didn't move it to the first hand right there.
All right. Rest in peace, Tina Turner. I heard Mickey is where
She
I heard that
from
information
Tennessee?
from. Yeah.
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 West Tennessee.
Yep.
Yep, West Tennessee's on. Tina Turner Highway. Flatbush. No, Nutbush.
Yeah.
Say Flatbush. Nutbush.
It's Nutbush.
Yeah. Nutbush City now.
I don't think I've
Don't
heard
worry.
that
I
one.
got you. Don't
Actually, I probably have heard it. I just can't recognize it from
worry. No, you can recognize
Oh,
it.
wow. Slave feeling it
I
today.
can't stand the rain against my window.
oh, that one.
Okay.
You
Rest
just
in
gonna
peace,
sing
Tina.
right?
I'm your
Turner.
private dancer.
Oh, Lord, have
dancer for money. Do what I want. No, I was gonna do pour the water on my head, but nah.
Can we please go to break?
Y'all don't pay
Can we
enough for
please,
that.
Please just
Like
go to
Is
Flash-
break.
that Tina Turner?
Like Flash
Private
Dance?
dancer.
Like in
I'm
Flash
schooling
Dance?
you, Babs.
The
Yeah,
water
like
on
a
the
flash
head.
dance. That's what I was gonna do.
I
so
read Kara.
Nasty Dancer was a takeoff of a Tina Turner song? Huh.
Private
All right.
dancer.
Right here in Tennessee, Babsy.
Yep.
There
All
you
right.
go.
When we
The
come back,
more you learn on
Coach
3HL.
Coach Mack joins us to talk about Titans OTAs next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Such a nice day.
It's a beautiful
It
day.
is.
I'm disgruntled, though, Hunk, that they use pitching machines now for BP.
I noticed that for the first time today.
Does
When
that
the-
bother you too? Is that a baseball thing?
No. What-
Traditionalist, man. You
Well-
get a BP coach. That's his job. He throws BP.
What it really does is it also kind of throws off because you are working on your timing and you can't time
wanna see the
things
ball.
up. Yeah, you
Yep.
can't see. You can't time it up really well when you're going
You
up
wanna
against a
see the
pitching machine.
release and all that stuff.
You basically just have to start from your load when you're going up against a machine.
Well, maybe
Right.
they do both.
I'm just telling you. John Voight's brother down there did very well with it.
Cousin from third.
Cousin from third marriage, second removed on the mom's side. Yeah.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, springhillac.com. They are hiring, by the way, and the Zone TV feed. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Are you upset?
No.
The Zone TV feed chat is brought to you by F&M Bank. All right. Want to talk Titans football?
Let's do it.
Coach Mack, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. Coach, what's up? How are you?
Guys, you at the ballpark, huh? Joe Hunk.
Yes,
Good
sir.
luck. Do well. Be an athlete. AFLETE, athlete, please.
You got any advice for him?
Is Ron Slay there, isn't he?
I'm right here, Coach Mack.
Don't do what Ron did.
Hey, now guess what? You talking to a baseball player, Coach Mack. You talking to a baseball player when you talking to Hunk. That's like me. I wouldn't give Hunk any advice.
Yeah,
That's like me going out there saying you got to make one free throw or a 3-point. I don't need nobody advice.
You know what, Ron? And I'm still behind you in everything that you do in life. So, but I was so behind you, when you were throwing that, and I think you got a raw deal. I'd like to see you get another chance to do it again.
Coach. Guess what?
They tried to give him one tonight, and he didn't want it.
You guess what I told them, Coach Mack? At first,
What'd you say?
That first one for free, buddy. this entertainment value don't come cheap, Coach. You got to get out here and get it, baby.
But you know what? I understand all of that too. I've been in the entertainment business a long time. I understand.
Coach, I'm hearing really good things about rookie running back Tyjae Spears. What have you seen?
Yeah, well, this time of year, guys, I mean, for all the time I've been doing this, I kind of keep measured this time of year. This is the ultimate keep your powder dry time of year. What I like to do is go out there and see how these guys kind of match up with what I saw on tape. Of course, I was able to see Spears in person, in the Senior Bowl. But you really like to watch them once they get involved in what they're going to do for a living now in a true professional environment. And so far, I mean, he's got the same thing that you see on a lot of tape on this kid, and the same thing he showed down at the Senior Bowl. He's got a lot of juju to him. He can get up and go. Got a lot of make a miss to him. He's a sudden back. He's got really, really good hands. It's going to be kind of fun to watch him develop through this preseason because he's got some get up and go when they hand him the football or when they throw it to him. And you can see him out there, running. They're running, quite a few choice routes with him, and some of those cheated out wide alignments. And so it's going to be fun to watch him develop.
Coach Mack with us on 3HL every Wednesday at 3:20. What in a generalized question? Let's go back to OTAs. What are they trying to get done as we roll through the beginning stages of these things?
They're getting their install done, Brent. I mean, these rookies will go through 3 complete installs. The one they go through as a rookie, the ones that you go through the whole OTA, and then you start over again. Once training camp starts. So it's installs right now for the young players. If you're doing something different, and offensively, they've got a new coordinator, and so but you go through your install systematically. And so that's what they are doing right now because the rookies have got to be able to catch up mentally. But the only way that you can do that is a systematic process of going through it. You can't just throw it all at them at once. You got to go through it, as I said, step by step, and just the same way that you're going to do it once you get to the OTAs and you go through all of this portion of it, and then you'll start again once training camp starts with the same type of thing. But it's up to the rookies to get caught up as quickly as possible because once you get into training camp, then as you start working down towards the first preseason game, and then we know with the extra week that they have after that third preseason game, now you're starting into your game planning issues, which are completely different than your initial installs, because you've got a base to build from, but then you start going opponent specific, So this time right now, from now through the end of training camp, is really important for the young guys to be there and getting caught up on where they need to be with the vets.
Coach Mack, the vets will also be in there, right? Because you got a new OC. Is that how that happens? You got to relearn things as well? Or when you talk about installs, or is with him being here last year, Coach Kelly, is it kind of probably the same, I guess, install? I don't know how to actually put it.
No, I understand what you're saying, and for the vets, it's different. You know, whether you're a vet that has been here or you're a vet coming in, because you're a veteran, then you've heard a lot of these terms before.
Right.
All right, because a lot of the same things are done. They just call it differently. But yes, I mean there will be some different things, but they will all be learning again at the same pace. But I mean it's not going to be a drastic overload to begin with. Again, Tim Kelly will start systematically putting in what he wants to do. The main thing probably with him is language and, some philosophy, because he is now the coordinator. So his philosophy as far as to how he wants to install and run his offense it's important right now that those guys are in there and they learn that. But for a veteran, Ron, it's a lot easier. I mean, let's just refer it to your career. Even though you changed teams, you'd heard a lot of the same things. A lot of the same things, that apply. Techniques apply everywhere that you go. It's just how you call them. But Tim Kelly right now is on a systematic approach, putting what he wants to do with this offense in.
How much of a difference do you think we can see? And listen, I know what you're going to tell me. You're going to say, Dawn, it's a completely different team. It's different personnel. It's different. I know. I get it. And Dennis Daly isn't out there anymore. So it is a completely different kind of palette that you have out there. But how different of an offense from play calling and kind of that view of it could we see with Tim Kelly in charge? Because he's been there, but he wasn't necessarily the play caller. So how much could it actually, or will it actually change?
No, it'll be different.
Okay.
It'll be different because, and you said the exact right. He wasn't in charge.
Right.
He wasn't in charge. I mean, he knew what his role was. When he came in here, he was not in charge.
What was he, passing game coordinator or something? What was he?
I have no idea. There's so many titles now. I don't
know.
But
you know what he was? Wasn't in charge.
He wasn't. He wasn't the offensive coordinator, which he is now. So he's totally in charge of what goes on over there. With Mike Vrabel. So he's totally in charge of that. So yes, it will be different. Now, how much? I mean, we're going to incrementally see. I'm there every day. I watch it every day. It's going to be incrementally different, but as I say, right now, what we are watching in the OTAs is the fundamental installation of some of the base fundamentals they're going to have. I think some of the biggest things go back to what I just said about your progression. When you start putting it in, then you start to put the tweaks to it, and the real fundamental differences that you see is when they start to game plan, opponent-wise. But just looking at it, I mean, how much is it going to change? It'll change, and I just know that. I've been through it too many times. It will change. So, as to what degree, we're in the first degree of it right now.
So, good. I'll say that first. It will change. Good. But you kind of talk about different weapons and what will be available, and that will affect how it changes. Kyle Phillips, we will actually have him on the show tomorrow, which I thought he's going to be on the show like the last 3 days. But
I hope he
is going to be on the show tomorrow.
I hope so.
Just what kind of difference and how can that make an offense different when you have that kind of a skill set at that position with what we've kind of seen, at least through camp last year, of what he can add and bring?
Well, we saw it in the games, too, when he was able to play. I mean, the
right.
guys,
what was it, 2 games, though?
Yeah. I mean, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
But, the guy's a make-a-miss guy in the slot. I mean, he's got a real feel for it. And so, yes, I mean, it will be important for him. Because basically, he lost his rookie year because of injury. Now, you could see flashes of what he was, and you're right, Don. I mean, you're there at training camp. You saw me. We're looking at training camp. Whether it's training camp or not, you can tell if somebody can get away from somebody in the slot.
Yeah.
And plus, if they've got spatial awareness, that they can put somebody on their hip, get across the middle, which happens a lot, in that position, and then hand catch the ball, not body catch it. Yeah, so all of those things we have seen. You could see that when you watched him play at UCLA. Now, the thing about him is he's got to stay healthy. I'm glad he's coming on your show. I mean, and I think that's probably foremost in his mind. And I think just looking at him, I mean, I don't go down there and talk to those guys, and I'm not in the building, with them, go down to but just looking at him physically, looks like he's got, a little bit more functional strength to him, which they all need when they come in. But he's got that ability in the slot to do some things that can help you. And so it's all about health with him. I'm glad he's coming on with you guys because you can ask him.
Well, I hope so. We're putting a lot of pressure on Jared Puffer to make this happen tomorrow. There's been a lot of talk about it, but looking forward to it.
Hey, Puff Daddy always comes through.
He does.
Puff Daddy's the best.
That is true.
Tell me about Josh Wiley, the tight end out of Cincinnati. I'm really anxious to see what kinds of things they're able to do in the 12 personnel packages with him and Chig.
Yeah, and I think you're spot on there. Not only 12, maybe some 13 stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, look, this guy's a big long dude that covers a lot of ground. He's athletic. He played multiple positions there at Cincinnati. They used him, as a fullback, moving him back, out of that H look. He was on the line. He was an H. He was in the backfield, offset, to the open side, to the tight end side as a blocker. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do with him. I'm really intrigued about how he and Chig are going to match up, as far as what they are going to do. And if you can play, I mean, I go back to my defensive coordinator days. If I'm playing a team that's really majoring in 12 and 13, but it's not really a bunched up 12 and 13 personnel, then I've got to make decisions on my matchups. But I'm really, really anxious to watch this guy because he's got a huge catch radius. I mean, his catch radius is exactly what you would want. He's an athletic guy. A lot of guys that tall, you guys know it. You've been around enough, athletes that are that tall. Even if you go into the basketball part of it, some of them, are all legs and aren't real smooth. This is a smooth runner, for a big, long guy. I'm really intrigued by watching him. And plus, pair him with Chig, who I think has just done nothing but get better. And he looks like he's picked up right where he left off, watching him just a little bit out there on the grass. So this will be something to watch.
The little bit you've seen from Skoronski, how's he doing? How is he gelling with the vets up there on the O-line, the unit?
Peter Skoronski was the most clean technique player in this draft, no matter what position.
Yeah.
And then that's not just my opinion. This is my opinion from talking to people that know. I may not know, but I know people that know that I can talk to.
Right.
Okay? So I'm just saying, yes. I mean, this guy is – and when you watch him move and you see – there's a lot of nuances to being able to play the offensive line, that I didn't know when I came into this league, and you start to watch and look. But, I mean, to me, this guy embodies exactly what he's one of those guys, and I'm not putting anything on him, but I'm just saying he was very, very technique sound at Northwestern. Extremely, very well coached. He brings all of that here. Plus, I mean, have you guys had him on yet to talk with him?
Yes, sir.
Very impressive.
So, I mean,
really smart.
This is thank you. This is a dialed-in dude. So, just get in there and work it out and get this, because this whole offensive line is going to have to gel now, because it's going to be a fairly new offensive line, really from end to end as far as working with each other. So wherever they end up deciding to play him and wherever he ends up sliding in, but to me, this is a guy that's going to be a starter right out of the gate for the offensive line on this team.
I want to go back to Chig for a second. We were talking about him yesterday as maybe, we were asking the 3HL crew, about breakout players, so to speak. And you could almost see the light come on for him last year. And I look back at his numbers, Coach, and in the last 6 games, 21 of his 32 receptions came in the last 6 games, 243 of his 450 yards, 2 of his 3 touchdowns. Could you see him almost develop right in front of your eyes as the season went on?
Brent, you're so spot on. That's why I like coming on with you. You're a numbers guy, but you've got the right numbers. But you could see
Yeah.
You could see that development start, and also you could see the struggles early, trying to figure out what really. I mean, you're playing tight end at Maryland, but once you get in the National Football League, that nomenclature has a different carry to it. And you saw him not only develop as what he was doing fundamentally, but confidence-wise. I mean, he was a confident player at the end of the year, getting open and with the ball in his hands. I still remember the time that one touchdown he made when, he just blew through people, and I said on the broadcast, Chig playing big. And that's what he started to learn how to do. I saw a real confident player, and that's what I'm seeing right now. And to your point, when you start looking at development of players, you start to really see if they've got that aura of confidence about them once they start learning what's going on. You could see him develop that towards the end of the season.
Coach Mack with us, presented by Farm Bureau Health Plans. A lot of people obviously talking about Kevin Byard not being there. I'm not real concerned about that, but give me Christian Fulton, in my opinion, needs to be there.
Well, Christian Fulton's a veteran player. He's making it a business decision. And of course, it's voluntary right now. So, I've dealt with this as a head coach for a lot of years.
Yeah.
I dealt with it as a coordinator. It's where we are right now in the National Football League. Everybody has a separate reason, either to or not to. But those are business decisions. These guys are businessmen. They're businessmen, and to say he has to be there. Well, right now nobody has to be there. Okay, we'll find out. Once it becomes mandatory, and then if you're not there, then it starts costing you money, because that's what they've done now. In this last CBA.
Right.
If you miss mandatory things, it costs you real money because the club can't rescind it.
Right.
All right. Once you miss, it costs you money. Used to be you could rescind those fines. Now that doesn't happen. So.
I'm just saying. I can only say what I would do. I'm not judging him. He can do whatever he wants. It's as you said, it's a voluntary thing. But if my coach calls me out for a repeat offender soft tissue guy, I'm going to be at everything that I can be at. That's just me.
Well, again, it's a personal decision.
Yep.
It's a personal decision, and I've dealt with it, and I learned to deal with it, and that's what you do.
Coach, I got to ask you this on the way out.
Go ahead, Dawn.
And I asked, who did I ask? I asked Jim Wyatt yesterday. Does Will Levis throw piss missiles?
Absolutely, yes. And the first thing that in person, when I saw, it's that flick of the wrist, it's that tight spin on the ball, and it just gets there. And so that's the first thing I said. I'm standing next to Rhett, when the media's invited, and we were up there on the indoors, and he threw the first deep out. And I looked at Rhett, and I went piss missile.
You told me he's a piss missile guy.
He is. He is. Now he's got to get the nuance of it and stuff. But arm talent, there's no doubt about the arm talent. I'll just say that. And Dawn, I'm glad you brought that up.
All right. So when we get done here, which is in a matter of seconds, we're going to send you a video, if I can figure out how to do it, of Joe Milton, Tennessee quarterback, showing up to somebody's workplace and throwing a 20-yard piss missile at this guy.
The guy was only 5 yards.
Let me just say this. I've watched Joe Milton, and not in person, but, doing coach to coach, the Southeastern Conference, pretty deep with Coach Doug Matthews during the 20 weeks during the season. He's got that capability, too.
Yeah.
Now, he's got to learn to dial that missile back a little bit.
I love it. Thank you, Coach. Great stuff. Appreciate you as always.
You guys have fun. Good luck, Joe Hump. See you.
All right, there it is.
Thanks, Coach.
3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillAC.com. Broadcasting live from First Horizon Park. If you're coming to the ball game tonight, you come a little early and come see us. We're right inside the front gate to the right. When we come back, John Morant with some cryptic words on Insta. The police actually went to check on him. We've got that next on 104.5 The Zone.
Yeah, they were in New York. NIL and
Barstool.
Oh,
Barstool?
Barstool? Okay.
yeah, but what's the NIL collective in Knoxville? There?
Spire.
Spire, yeah.
And the Vol Club sent them up there for that year. So they were in Barstool. Exactly. Good job, Smiley.
So he's playing catch with Joe Milton, and this is on an Instagram reel. Saturday Down South put it out. And the guy, this little short dude, tosses the ball back to him. There's computers and tables and, cubicles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he just casually, sips it right back at the guy. Luckily, it didn't hit him.
No, he told him just
Oh, it was
put
a
something
straight
on it.
piss
Yeah.
missile.
Yeah, that's every bit of it.
Every bit of it.
That broke something.
So
At least it wasn't that kid's nose.
Right.
so Ja Morant,
Yeah, what is
is he reaching out for help, man?
No, that's him saying buy the social media. It was that simple.
Oh, you think it was that simple?
I knew exactly what it was. One of my partners sent it to me this morning, and that was exactly what I wrote him back. And I was like, this is him saying buy the social media.
Okay,
getting off
'cause
social
I
I
media.
was going to say,
good.
because you rolled your eyes when we teased this. I
Yeah,
didn't know
I'm-
if you were rolling your eyes at Jaw or rolling your eyes at the reaction.
I'm
to-
rolling. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Because
Rolling
if you're
my
going to
eyes at
say
the
goodbye
reaction.
to social media, why do you have to say goodbye to social media?
Yeah,
Just
No, he's
no.
saying why overreact
Yeah, that's
to
what
the
I'm
fact
saying.
that
Yeah,
he was
like,
just saying
yeah,
bye to
what
social
y'all
media.
sending police out there for?
Yeah,
Like,
hit
what?
that part of it
Okay,
because
this
maybe people didn't hear that.
This is they did a welfare check is what they call it,
Yeah.
where they just go make sure you're okay. But and somebody had to have. I don't know. This is what he wrote: "Love you, Ma. Love you, Pa. You the greatest, baby girl. Love you. Bye."
Just listen.
Okay, I would have taken that the same way.
I
as
would have
in
too.
By why?
But you
Where?
know why? You know why? Because he has the ear of everyone. The same reason people go and they erase and scroll up their social media, the Titans, and people be like, "Oh no, what Big Jeff? Where you go?" You know what I'm saying? It's like
Why are you saying love you, mom and dad and baby girl and bye
To
just
me-
when you're exiting social media? Like, that's just drama. Stop being drama, dude.
that's what it is. That's what it's saying
like,
to
just
the
get
media,
your
though.
Shiano together.
I think it's the media more so than anything. Quit noticing it. It's
here's
like
the thing.
it's like
See,
I got
don't-
attention over here.
Me and you are on different
No,
sides
I
of the
got
fence.
attention over here, and I know I got your eye. Watch this. Watch how I mess with them now. You feel what I'm saying? He's been picked with because of what he's done. You feel what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
but that's a mess. That
Ain't nothing
you
wrong
don't-
with that
you don't
man,
need to be
Babsy.
messing like
Babsy,
that.
ain't nothing wrong with him, Babsy. Like that.
Oh, there's
don't
something
be-
wrong with him.
No, it's,
Here
no,
was
it's
my
not.
question, though.
Right.
If you're saying bye to social media, why do you have to go on social media to say bye to social media?
That's
don't-
that generation,
but
yo.
just don't post anything anymore.
That's that generation. That's
It
like
is.
telling
Why you
your
gotta
son-
announce it?
That's like telling your son, don't get on Instagram no more. You're in trouble. You think they ain't looking just because they ain't posting, they ain't scrolling on Instagram?
I'm
That's
just
the
saying, like,
generation.
if I'm going to leave social media, I'm just not going to post anything.
That is the that's the generation.
Why do I got to announce it? Announcement. I'm leaving social media.
Lil Wayne's
What?
daughter. Lil Wayne's daughter.
Hit the announcement button.
For example, Lil Wayne's daughter, Regina
Bye.
Carter, did the exact same thing. She had just talked to her mom about a situation that was going on at school. Then she went on social media and explained to social media what was going on. The backlash of it was, why would you do that? Why you wouldn't just go talk to your parent or something? So the mom had to come out. Me and Wayne, I've already talked about it. We knew exactly what was going on. But that's their generation. That's that kid's generation. Everybody
They
runs
have
their
to
social
post
media.
it on
They
social
got
media.
to. That's it. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. I hated to get on social media. Reason being is because of this. Like, people being in your business. But that's the way they grow up. So if you're in entertainment or something of that nature, you have to have that connection to the fans, and it's easier.
Let's go to Alvin in Nashville next up on KHL.
Alvin! It's back.
Alvin, what up?
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all?
Hi.
Hey, I was gonna ask. First one, I got a question. Slay, and I got a question for all y'all. Hey, Slay, if you had an opportunity to get John Morant and a Boom Boom, what kind of questions would you ask?
I ask him basketball questions, and I ask him what does he do. I ask him questions about what he does outside of basketball. Like that's how I get to know him. It'll be all questions. That's what the Boom Boom Room is, to get to know you away from your sport.
Okay.
That's right. What makes you tick?
Okay.
Maybe
And
that would be more
my last
telling.
question-
Babs is
And
upset
then my
about that.
last question to you all is, yesterday after the after party show or whatever,
Yeah.
I listened to the radio, and they had brought up I don't know what baseball team was talking about how they had to put a tarp on the side to, because they didn't have enough fans, and they were saying that the Titans was building a new stadium. They was like, well, maybe when they tear the old stadium down, they need to put a baseball stadium where they put that one there. I just wanted to hang up and listen and think, what do y'all think?
We're all on record as saying we think Nashville's getting a Major League Baseball team at some point. I just think it's going to happen. I don't know where the stadium would go.
But that spot is going to be a parking lot, though, now, right? Or
yeah,
something.
The city's going to own that land,
Right.
and they're going
They're
to have
back
green
to the
spaces and retail and condos, I'm sure, and all kinds of things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the record, it was not us saying that a baseball stadium should go there.
No, we didn't say that. I have no idea about where.
I don't know who said
yeah,
that or what radio show it was on
Yeah, that wasn't
after
on
us, but it was not us.
The talk we were,
Was that the Odd Couple? Might have been the Odd Couple.
maybe.
The Tampa Bay Rays.
Why don't you talk into a microphone?
Right. You're the baseball guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. And Kirby's nowhere to be found. There he
Oh,
is.
Kirby's not around.
All
here.
right.
You don't know how to turn your own mic on, hunk? What kind of producer are you?
Well, we needed you now, Hunt.
That's all right. We're going to break now.
Gary says, at Brent Doherty, social media is not an airport. No need to announce your departure.
Gary must be over 35.
Probably.
Yeah, because it's guaranteed.
Okay, I'm okay with you even announcing your departure, but don't do it like that. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Love you, baby girl. Bye.
How can you tell him how to
Like,
do
how
it?
freaking dramatic is that? Give me a break.
He has your ear and your eyes.
That is
He got
dumb.
you. He got you.
That is so
now
dumb.
you're up in
Well, I mean, he
about
could have
it.
called all those people and told them that.
You can ignore it. You're like, what are you? Why are we paying this any attention?
Or maybe he could say this. Man, y'all are all crazy. You went overboard on all my social media stuff, so I'm leaving social media. Bye. How about that? Why you got to go all dramatic? Love you, Mom.
Why
Love you, Dad.
are
Love
we
you,
paying
baby girl.
attention
Peace.
to it? That's it works.
Because it's John
Deuces.
Morant.
Exactly.
Of course you're gonna
He's
pay
got
attention
you.
to
He's
it.
got you. Get unraveled.
That's a terrible excuse.
I looked at it, Babs, and said, "Oh, this is a joke," and got right off of it.
But you
That's what
understand
everybody
why
else
people
should do.
took it the way
But
they
then-
did.
Everyone else should too.
But see, that's the problem, though. That's the problem. You don't know what kind of mental state he's in. Nobody
Yes.
knows what kind of mental
Yeah,
state
we
he's
do,
in because
Babs.
he keeps doing dumb
Well,
crap.
there's other mental people out here that need help. Reach out to them.
Exactly, and they would probably post something like that.
They have, and we ain't talked to them.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't post that crap just because you're getting off of social
Babs,
media.
that man is fine, man. Like, don't look into it that
He's
deep.
not fine because he keeps doing dumb Shiano.
She almost
Well,
said it,
guess
too.
what? All your kids that you know and around your neighborhood, guess what they're gonna want to be like?
John Morant.
Exactly. So get on with it.
All right, Nashville
Ignore
Sounds
it.
hosting the Iowa Cubs
Kids
tonight
better
at
not be
6:35.
doing dumb stuff like
Joe
that.
Hunk's going to throw out the first pitch. We will probably put it on social media.
Don't
And then-
screw it up, Hunk.
And if he screws it up, then he will be off of social media.
Are you going to say, love you, Mom, love you, Dad, bye, baby girl, bye, baby boy.
Y'all fell right
See
into the
ya.
trap, man. Y'all just fell right into the trap.
Try.
I wish I had the media by the balls like this. I would do
You
so
might.
much with them. Oh my gosh.
You might
Ooh,
could.
I would scrub my social media every single time.
You wouldn't,
Oh,
you
my
wouldn't be
goodness.
doing stupid stuff
Yes, I
like
would.
that.
Nashville
Yes, I would.
Sounds General Manager Adam Engel is going to join us next.
Oh,
Slay
this
might
is what
have
I
a
need to talk
question.
to. I most definitely do.
Yeah, we'll do that next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Beautiful day in the Music City. Happy Wednesday to you. What does that mean?
Hump day.
Ballpark day.
That's sweet night.
It is sweet night at the ballpark. First Horizon Park. National Sounds hosting the Iowa Cubs tonight. 6:35 first pitch. First 1,000 fans will receive a throwback corduroy hat presented by Advance Financial. Thursday is Throwback Thursday presented by Budweiser. Wearing the 1978 unis.
Beautiful day, too. Good gosh.
Friday, fireworks presented by Fox 17 News. It is a beautiful day for
I'm about to
baseball.
slide out here to that, too.
Gorgeous day.
Beautiful.
I just yelled at Kirby for having us tethered so we can't go sit and watch BP.
tethered.
Come on, Curb.
Curb, we're supposed to be down there in the sun, brother.
That's right.
Brent Doherty, Don Davenport. Don Davenport is here.
Hi. Come on, Smiley.
Got to get our wrestling intros in.
Let's go. Happy Wednesday to you all.
You're in a good mood. You're feisty.
I am feisty. It's one of those days, I guess.
Slay's kind of feisty, too.
Slay's feisty back.
I was just watching a tennis match over here. Just my head was just going from one side to the other.
Because
that did continue into the break.
Yeah, we'll finish. I was about to start again. I was like,
he is Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
Starting no roof protocol.
Hey.
Oh, this is perfect for today.
It is.
Engaging no roof protocol.
There is no roof.
This show ain't got no roof.
The stadium ain't got no roof.
In T-3, 2, 1. Welcome Ronald Sylvester Slay.
At the Ron Slay on Twitter. He is here. We're all here. Eki Bob's here. Joe Hunk's here. He's throwing the first pitch out tonight.
Baseball guy throwing the first pitch out. Now it would be horrific. I mean horrific. If you went out there and bounced it like what I did, I get an excuse because I'm tall. You know what I mean? Play basketball, hooped. You know what I'm saying? But you go out there, Hunk. I don't care how long. You could be 79 years old. Right there's what is octogenarian?
Octogenarian.
You can be that close to an octogenarian, and you go out there and you bounce it. The whole baseball community is gonna look down on you, Hunk.
Oh, I mean, that's my thing.
He's not bouncing it.
I overthrew it last time. Like I threw it
cool.
too high.
That's what I
so
should
now
have
I'm going to try to
high?
counter.
What do you mean too high?
Well, too high. It's too high. Like it's not. I mean,
Who gives a? It's gone.
It's gone. It's out of here.
Usually people bounce the throw because you're not used to throwing from the mound.
And see, I overcompensated. So I threw too high, and then it went through Booster the Rooster's glove.
That's your life story.
I
isn't
think
it?
Booster
Just too
got
high.
tricked me. Booster
That's
had
what you're
Overcompensating.
Overcompensating.
And that's why he's got the mohawk. 3HL presented by Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, SpringHillAC.com. The Zone TV feed. Chat is brought to you by F&M Bank. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
National Sounds General Manager Adam English is with us now. Welcome into 3HL. Adam, what's
indeed.
up, man? How are
Hi.
you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. I mean, you guys look great. Ron,
Yeah.
I'm just out here, man. I listen, Adam. I've been promised things. I couldn't wait till you got on here. I was looking. I said, you know what? I got outside the ballpark, and I said, you know what? I don't even know if I want to go in there.
See,
I tell you what.
I have a jersey, and it says Mayor on the back of it.
Right.
She's
I
got
have
a jersey.
It got
It
babs
says-
on it.
I might have
says
brought you
Dawn,
some.
But yeah.
Dawn.
I might have brought you some.
Did you? Oh, see, give me low.
Look
Give me
at
low. Hit City.
that.
And it got my name on it. And it got my name on it.
And
Come
your
on.
number.
Hey, what? Hey, what? What? What?
There's a beer hug going
Hey,
on.
man, I'm telling y'all right now, man. I'm telling y'all right now.
Oh, that's a cool one, too.
Yeah.
See,
It's Hit
hey, man,
City.
I grew up on the sound. Hey,
We
whoa,
in the
whoa. Yeah, I grew up on the sounds, man. I'm a true Nashville, and I finally got a jersey. This is a big boy jersey. They didn't know I was going to lose this weight. But I don't even care. I'm getting in this thing, man. That's beautiful, man.
I
Hey,
think
man,
it's going to look good.
It's the
Happy
white,
to do it.
it's
Happy
the
to do it.
White
Gotta have you
Sounds-
looking good.
See?
It's the White Sounds jersey with Hit City logo with the skyline,
Hey, man.
which is beautiful.
Cool. Yeah.
And it's got Slay written on the back of it and the number 35.
I don't even want to. It's stitched. They ain't bring me no little knockoff down the street. They brought me straight out. What?
We're legit here, you know?
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I'll put this on and slide in the home right now.
There we go.
This looks so good.
Adam, I think you just won Slay over.
Hell yeah, man.
And right at the beginning, too. Adam knows what he's doing here.
Off on the good foot.
Oh, they put that 3-5. Woo, I see you.
He's like a little kid.
I like this, boy.
For those of you that haven't been to First Horizon Park, number
at
one,
that.
what's wrong with you? Number two, like there's literally any and everything to satisfy your situation, whatever that situation is. And you guys have done a great job of continuing that year to year here. It's really a fun ballpark to be in.
It is. I mean, that's what minor league baseball is, right? It's something for everybody. If you're a diehard baseball fan, you're seeing who's next up. You're bringing your family out. There's something fun to do. That jersey's looking good.
That looks good, Slay.
Might have to get Rick Sweet on the horn, and we might have a new cleanup hitter tonight.
I would love to see that.
But yeah, there really is something for everybody out here. Whether you're young and you want to just go hang at the bandbox, there are people who leave the stadium who don't know the score of the game, and there's people who are keeping score, tracking the next man we're going to call up to the Brewers. So there really is something for everybody, something for kids, and it's a great time out here.
Man, y'all made my day, boy. This is a hype with me. I'm telling you right now.
So
hey, no, I'm telling you, man. I was over there at Grill Stadium, man, in the back part of it, catching balls.
Me too. Steve Balboni,
you know what I'm saying? Up under
guys.
the bleachers, playing hide and seek while the game's going on, popcorn falling on your head. Hey, man, and to see this and where it's come, man, I got me a jersey. Hey, boy. Woo! I'm all right. I'm telling you, man. This is, hey, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless.
We know he's not a pitcher, by the way, Adam. I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't got this. Yeah, I pinch hit. I pinch hit.
There we go.
Yeah, I ain't got
we'll
no
do
time to be
that.
out there. Yeah,
So as a general manager of a AAA affiliate, Milwaukee Brewers, for those that don't know, how much attention do you pay toward AA, single A, to see like what guys might be coming up that you might need to market and things like that?
I mean, I think for us, really, you want to pay attention to the whole system. You want to know who could be up. I mean, right now there's a guy at AA, Jackson Churio, who's one of the top prospects in baseball. But we also don't have control over when they come up. I mean, general manager's in my title, but I really run the business operations here. So at the end of the day, we get them when we get them. We keep them for as long as we have them. And we want to lose them, right? We want them to go up to the Brewers and make an impact the way that Joey Weimer, Bryce Terang, some of the guys that were with us last year, we love seeing them realize their dream and go up there. But we cherish every minute that we have them here because it really is some elite talent. I mean, we won 91 games last year. Our team chose to wear those Hit City jerseys in the championship game.
That's dope.
It didn't go our way, but, at the end of the day, when you play 150 and one decides it, anything can happen in baseball in one game.
Yeah, no doubt. So the business side of it, the getting people in the park, we talk about there's something for everybody, and there really is. Like, I can come out here with my 11-year-old stepson, and he has a ball, and then my husband and I can come by ourselves, and we have a ball, just doing completely different things. But the creative process of figuring out giveaways and what kind of nights you have and the way you go about that, how has that been, and maybe how has it kind of changed even year to year for you?
I mean, that's the big stuff for us. We get to put our time, our effort, our creativity, our resources behind things like giveaways, promotions, fan experience, everything that happens at First Horizon Park that makes it great. One of the things I'll tell you since COVID that's changed for us that we've seen that's really helped is we split our giveaways. So rather than doing one giveaway to 2,000 people on one game, we split it up a Wednesday, 1,000, a Saturday later in this year, another 1,000, so that if you don't get here early on that Wednesday, you've got another shot if you really like the giveaways. And we've had such a great response. Like tonight, we're giving away a corduroy rope hat with our 70s logo on it that's just electric with the swinging guitar. I mean, I love our brand. I love our logos, and we really are thoughtful in how we go about it. And it really is. It's all for the fans. I mean, we were the 2022 Minor League Baseball Organization of the Year for the first time in the 45-year history of the Sounds.
Wow.
And
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, it's such a great honor because it's an organizational award. It's not me. It's not Colin Perry. It's not any individual on our staff. It's everybody. It's from our clean team to our ushers to our game day staff, our concession workers, our front office, the players on the field, and most importantly, the fans that make us great. And we never take it for granted, so we're always trying to put our best foot forward for them.
Has it been easier with everything growing around you? You know what I'm saying? To be able to stay in touch with the community the way you are, like
Absolutely.
kids like me growing up?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We, I mean, we're in Germantown. We're in North Nashville.
Yep.
The growth around this stadium has been incredible. But really, we reach all around. We want to start in our backyard, but we really want to make sure that we're making a big community impact. It's huge for us. I say this over and over again. Our staff's probably tired of me saying it, but a community can exist without a minor league baseball team. A minor league baseball team can't exist without a community. And so we take that seriously each and every day with every decision we make.
Nashville Sounds General Manager Adam English, and paying attention to the history. You see things all over the building that
love that.
Bring us back to the history of the Nashville Sounds. And as Slay said, there are a lot of us that grew up here going to games when we were kids. So certainly appreciate what you do. Thanks for having us out on such a beautiful day, man. We're looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, and thank you guys so much for being here. I mean, promotion like that you guys bring and the relationship we have with you guys is huge to getting our message out. And we really do truly appreciate you guys.
Man, I appreciate this jersey, man. Colin, you was in on this. You was in on this jersey, man. You part of this with Adam. I appreciate it, man. It's just a little sneaky, but I appreciate it, man. This
might have
made
been
my
one
day.
other person that might have been involved named Doug Scoble.
Oh, okay. But man, Doug, salute, man.
Yeah, we call
I appreciate
him Dougie Fresh.
Yeah, man. That's all right, bro.
At Nashville Sounds on Twitter again tonight against the Iowa Cubs, and then come this weekend and enjoy
Fireworks Friday night
some
too.
minor league baseball. Yeah, Fireworks Friday, Throwback Thursday with the 1978 uniforms. Adam, thank you. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you guys for having me on.
All right, there's Sounds General Manager Adam English. When we come back, we've got lots of things to hit on. And one thing that stood out to me from Teron Davenport was a tweet that he put out this morning about one of the Titans players. We'll talk about that next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
This is where
Don, you got Comcast in 7 seconds. You need me to play you a spot?
No, your home for the Titans is 104.5 The Zone.
We talk about how everything is changing so fast these days. That's a great thing, especially when it comes to internet. And if you need internet that can do anything and it can do it quickly, that would be the Xfinity 10G network that you need. And this is what Xfinity 10G network means. It means the fastest internet with faster speeds rolling out every single day. And this is the most important part. It's important for my family. I'm sure that you feel the same. You need internet that can power a house full of devices all at once with ultra low lag. I mean, we've got, one person working from home. I've got my bonus son who is gaming up in the game room with all his friends online. And then we're going to have to, stream shows for the 3-year-old baby Babs as well. So we better have internet that works. The next generation 10G network, it does. It's only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through June 21st. You got a little under a month now. New customers, you can get 200 megabit internet with up to 10 times faster upload speeds on the next generation Xfinity 10G network for just $35 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or just step in and visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions applied. Not available in all areas. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slade, broadcasting live from First Horizon Park. Nashville Sounds hosting the Iowa Cubs. Cubs won last night 4-1, but now Slade has a Sounds jersey, so they're about to flip this thing.
Oh man, I'm talking about they scoring 9 to 10 runs tonight. I can guarantee it.
Yeah,
10-0. Not just a Sounds jersey, a Hit City.
That's right.
Jersey.
That's right.
Hit City.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. It's really alarming how we are, consistently saying the same things at the same times now.
Everybody's in sync.
Man. Teron Davenport from ESPN, NFL Nation, tweeted this morning, thinking back on Titans OTA yesterday, one thing that cannot go unnoticed is Tyjae Spears. I think he's going to be a weapon in both the passing game and running the ball. He catches it and gets to top speed in a hurry, accelerates like a Tesla. I can't wait to see what they do with this dude. Like, I'm actually
accelerates like a Tesla. Man,
that's
Teron,
different.
that is descriptive.
I love it. Because a Tesla, when you talk about get up, good gosh.
He's a great rider.
Right. Yeah, I'm interested too, y'all.
Because, like, you combine things like that with, like, his Tulane coach telling Blaine and Mickey that he should have used him more in the passing game. We were just a run-based system.
Yep.
And then you start looking at the numbers also, just his game logs. In his last 8 games last year, 1,269 rush yards. And one of those games was more than 200 against USC in a bowl game. But he also had 13 rushing touchdowns in those last 8 games, so 159 yards per game, over 8 yards per carry.
That's tough.
In the last 8. I just think that's
you're really excited about.
I'm really excited about
the dimension.
Yeah, because that's one of those players that they brought in here that they talked about in terms of their vision for this roster.
He's a gamer. He's a gamer. I can't wait to see him under those lights. And what?
How many carries you going to take from the King then?
That's what I'm saying.
I always got to bring up the negative part of it, right? Or I guess maybe it's not negative.
I think it's actually.
I don't
positive.
think it is. I think it extends Derek's career.
Yep. But you just got to be willing to accept that.
And he's got to figure out a way to be successful without getting his 20 carries a game, because he's always said that he's better after 15. So he has to figure out how to be successful without 20, 25 carries.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no ramp up. You need to just hit it. Let's go.
And maybe that's something he's started to focus on and work on in the offseason as he's gotten older.
He averaged a little more than 21 carries per game last year. And so, what is that dial back? So Tyjae Spears, does he get 125 carries this year? Does he get 100 carries this year?
Talking carries or catches?
Right. Yeah, for this conversation, I'm talking carries. But
okay, I was gonna put it as touches.
That's what I would like.
Yeah.
Because I want to see plenty of times when they line up together and then all of a sudden they shoot Tyjae out and split them out. And that dynamic, man, is going to be different because it's missing. If we can get Kyle Phillips, and I know we haven't seen him play, I know it, but watching him last year, coming into this year, and what we're hearing about Tyjae Spears, you can get both of them on the field at the same time inside, it's a mismatch somewhere.
Yeah.
With the efficiency of Tannehill,
and I think Spears is the kind of weapon that you can line him up in the backfield but then split him out in motion.
Yeah.
And can run pass routes.
Yeah.
Whereas Derek just runs, catches screens.
I like to see him even lined up back there with Derek. And then split him out because then, you got to imagine that play action.
Now you can just get creative.
Yeah, imagine that play action. And
Tim Kelly.
Then we got to spread the box out a little bit. Then guess what?
Paint your canvas. Sorry, then what?
You just went off right
there. R.I.P. Bob Ross.
I got so – I'm not sure that I can vocally tell you how excited I am that Todd Downing is not calling plays.
I think we're all right there.
I'm sorry. I just
no, you could
take it down a level.
No, take it up. I like it.
I was going to say, yeah.
I like it. I think that's another way, though, you can decrease King Henry's touches and the amount of yards that he gets after 15.
But if
you got a cleaner box that he's running.
Yes, and if Spears proves to be a pass threat where you have to kind of game plan him when he's in there, because then you're not talking about just screen passes. You're talking about him running routes.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different thing that needs to be accounted for. Then you sneak Henry back out the other side, and you hit him with a screen pass in open space.
Okay, but you also have to remember Spears is a rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be slow. We don't know how he is from a learning standpoint. Like, does he pick things up quick? Does he have that work ethic? Is he going to be in that playbook?
I'm going 100 miles an hour.
I know.
I read
like,
Teron
I need
Davenport's.
you to do the brakes. Pull the brake just.
No, there's no brakes on this Tesla. I read Teron Davenport's tweet this morning, and I got excited. I was already excited about this dude. Remember?
Yeah.
Plus it's Tim Kelly.
Yeah.
We don't like.
That's why I asked Coach Mack when we had him on earlier. If you missed it, you can go check it out on the podcast. But I asked Coach Mack how different this offense can look. Like, really, how different with, some similar personnel, obviously some a little different personnel, but with somebody else calling the plays, with Tim Kelly, even though he's already been here, is it going to be different? And Coach Mack's answer was absolutely, because he is now completely in charge.
I love it.
So you don't know how much of his hand was actually on that offense last year.
Right.
So Tyjae Spears, to get 100 carries for that guy, that's 5.8 per game. Could he get 6 carries per game? And how would that affect? Because extends. What did you just get hit by?
I don't know what that was.
That was a bug.
That was a moth. That's supposed to be good luck, right?
Like a flame burned by the fire?
Like a moth just comes at you 100 miles an hour and hits you in the chest.
Like
that's good luck, right?
It burns by the fire.
He's still right there. I think he died when he hit you. That was quite a collision.
Aww.
He is often seen as a bringer of good luck.
Told you.
Yes, especially when it comes to finding love, which Slay has found with his new jersey.
No, that's
and Martha Stewart.
That's a secondhand emotion.
And Martha Stewart and Tina Turner.
It is a secondhand
There
emotion.
you go.
Right.
Simply the best, Slay.
I'm looking for first hand. I got a jersey. I'm ready to roll. I should have. See, I can only imagine me throwing a pitch out with this jersey on. That thing would have came through Joe Milton style. Y'all want to see Brewster? I would have put Brewster out. Put him on the IR.
Booster the Rooster.
Booster.
You could take the
What'd
ball
you call
out
him,
of
Brewster? God, that's
combined
Booster
it.
the Rooster.
You could take the ball out of Joe Hunk's hands.
Nah, I'll let Hunk gonna hold it down. I know I wouldn't want to.
Are you gonna hold the baby while you throw off the mound?
No, sir.
Depends on how the baby's acting.
No, Hunk.
Depends on how the baby's acting. The baby's
Has
kind
anyone
of acting.
ever done that?
Hope
Has
not.
anyone ever done that before?
I hope not.
Todd Fuhrman is in
Do
Las
not
Vegas.
do that.
Hey, Fuhrman, have you ever thrown a first pitch out before?
I have not. It's something that I cannot say is anywhere on my professional resume in any capacity.
You think there's a reason for that, Todd Father?
I mean, look, Slay, I'm not as juiced in as you are, and so that's the bottom line, is that I don't have the kind of contacts that want me out in public showcasing my tremendous athletic ability to put all those people in attendance to shame.
Oh, no, Slay bounced it. Don't let him fool you.
They put me out there for the pure entertainment factor, Todd Father.
Well, I can appreciate that. At least you're not coming in with a 12-6 curveball at about 36 miles an hour. Next time, though, Slay, maybe they'll let you throw a wiffle ball up there to try and negotiate a little bit harder.
That's what I'm going to do next time is throw a curveball. That's a great idea.
What?
Hey, I mean, if you can throw it for a strike, I'm all for it. If I try to throw a curveball at this point, I mean, I'd probably need Tommy John, or I'd have a strained flexor tendon in my forearm that would put me on, the 60-day IL.
I don't know. I might go for that. All right, Celtics bounce back. They take the series back to Boston for Game 5, and now they're an 8-point favorite in Game 5 to get it to a Game 6 back in Miami. How do you read this thing?
I mean, the Celtics are going to be heavy favorites if the series goes the distance in both Games 5 at TD Garden and Game 7. So a lot of people saying, oh, this was the window the Celtics needed. Suddenly they're back in the series. I'm not sure I'm going to operate of that mindset. We've seen the Celtics play good basketball in fits and spurts. They got hot from the outside. They made 40% of their shots from deep. And that's the Celtics' blueprint for winning basketball games. But do they have that secondary pitch if Miami is a little bit better with their perimeter defense, if the shots aren't falling? I still don't think this is a group with a ton of mental toughness. I know they're 3-0 in elimination games so far this playoffs. But when we're talking about an end-of-game situation, if it's one or two possessions, do I trust Joe Mazzulla to pull the right strings? over Eric Spoelstra. I'm not willing to buy into that. And what I think is pretty entertaining is Jimmy Butler is a stone-cold killer out there. When it comes down to being able to go out there, execute, and perform, when he's smirking and has a smile ear to ear when they're chasing a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter, it tells me the leader of that Heat team isn't nervous for a second. And while people want to say all the pressures on Miami to avoid historical ineptitude and a 3-0 series collapse, I don't think that could be further from the truth. I think Boston, they're backed into a corner, and if it's a tight game late, advantage Miami, in my opinion.
Have they found something with Grant Williams the last couple of games?
That remains to be seen. I think if you're Miami, you're not trying to come up with all of your quick fixes for a lot of these things. So if Miami decides to mix up their defense and Spoelstra pulls the right strings, he's going to be game planning a little bit, and there was no way they were going to go fully into their bag of tricks to try and empty it all right away. So there's a punch for every counter punch that's delivered in a best-of-7 series, and I think Miami's going to come out with a couple of different wrinkles that we haven't seen thus far. Now, the biggest question is we know from a 1-12 roster standpoint, Boston is significantly better, deeper, and more talented. So can the Heat's secondary players and a lot of undrafted free agents really step up on a big stage and get it done? Fortunately for the Heat, they have 4 opportunities to do so, and I think they'll take advantage at least once over the next 3.
Top Father, I've been drowning a little bit, man, in the parlay, man. I don't know how Vegas does it and gets this doggone over-under to where it is. Last night I had them going over 216.5. It hit 215. The night before I had it going over 224.5. It stopped on 224. So I'm ready to switch to hockey, man. So I need some hockey advice. What you got for me?
Well, the problem is these hockey numbers haven't exactly been much looser. So when you look at trying to identify an edge right now in the Stanley Cup playoffs, it's been relatively tough to find. Last night was notwithstanding, where the Golden Knights got out to a 3-0 lead and were able to coast to victory, defying some of the odds, and they put forth some of the worst underlying metrics I've ever seen in a playoff game for a team that scored 4 goals. But you look at Carolina and Florida, this series has gone on for a shade more than 260 minutes. Just over 13 periods, and thanks to all the overtimes, neither team has led by more than 1 goal at any time. So if you're looking for a little bit of breathing room, you ain't going to find it tonight. But for me, I think Carolina's got too much pride, and while they haven't been able to solve the brick wall that's been Sergei Bobrovsky, I think back in Carolina at minus 105 is the only way to look in this game here. Bobrovsky, I know, has stopped 296 of the last 309 shots he's faced, or 109 of his last 110. If Carolina can get an early one, I think that'll help build a little bit of confidence. I don't think they come back to win this series by any stretch, but I really feel Carolina's on the cusp of a breakthrough, and maybe it comes tonight. I'm willing to pay to find out, so I like the Hurricanes here in this spot.
I like it. Hurricanes, writing it down.
Me and Slabo writing stuff down.
Hey, it's important to take notes. The bigger question I have for you guys, do you guys have a pick for me on the Nashville Sounds game against the Iowa Cubs? Iowa's right around $1.25 favorite for tonight's game with a total of 9.5.
Yeah, but
Are you serious?
Here's the thing that people don't know. This is some inside information. The Sounds presented Slay with a jersey.
Yes.
That's going to be good juju for the Sounds tonight.
They're going to smoke them.
Hit City jersey.
7 runs or more.
The biggest question here, as I think about this out loud, with Slay throwing out a first pitch or doing all that, why are we not clocking Slay around the bases? That's all I want to see. Or from home to first in terms of what Slay's 40 time is going to look like. We can see how he's able to cut the inside corner. Brent, I know your kid's a prolific ball player, so he could take some base running lessons to Slay and make sure he could protect that gimpy hamstring as he's running around, not 360 feet, which is probably 300 feet further than Slay's run over the last 18 months.
I'm slim now, though, Todd Father, so I get around there pretty quickly, man. I'm telling you, even if I got the slide, I'm taking somebody out.
Hey, you know what? I can appreciate that. If you want, Slay, I'm sure we can arrange. We'll get you some metal spikes as well to maybe shave a tenth of a second off your Olympic caliber time.
Well, I don't know who you're going to take out. Who's going to get in your way? I'm not getting in the way
mascot
of that.
Booster.
Oh, you just wipe him out at home plate?
Yep. Can't wait.
Like Pete Rose and
I owe him one.
Fosse?
He made my ball bounce. He gave me a faulty ball.
Vegas at Dallas. Vegas trying to get the sweep tomorrow, and Dallas minus 125 I saw earlier today. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, difference in price, obviously. Dallas goes from the must-win situation in Game 3 to the hopefully they can stay alive scenario. And you see that reflected in the number. Dallas closed right around $1.60 favorite in Game 3. We've now seen a 35-cent adjustment like we typically do when a team faces a 3-0 series deficit. The big news earlier today, of course, Captain Jamie Benn suspended 2 games for his vicious cross-check on an exposed Mark Stone about 2 minutes into that contest. Look, I think this Dallas team is underwhelmed. Full disclosure here, I bet them for the series at plus $1.35. I mean, that's going to become a tax write-off in the next 72 to 96 hours. So I don't expect Dallas to get back into it, but I do think they'll show a little bit more pride. And most importantly for them, Jake Ottinger was embarrassed. Gave up 3 goals pretty early on. 2 of those 3 goals, far from what I would describe as NHL caliber by any stretch of the imagination. And when you look at Ottinger, it was actually the shortest start of his NHL career. So I think he wants to go out with a little bit of a high note. We'll get some more fight from Dallas, hopefully from the players, not with the reckless fans throwing crap on the ice that forced the second period to end a little bit early. So as the number continues to come down, I actually think there's value in Dallas here. I'll lay the minus 115, minus 120 here, and hope that they're able to extend the series.
Todd Fuhrman, the Bet the Board podcast. You need that. Rate, review, subscribe. Also, CBS Sports HQ analyst at Todd Fuhrman on Twitter. All right, Kyle Larson won the All-Star race, NASCAR Cup Series at Charlotte this weekend. What do you think?
Yeah, he went out there and dusted the field. I mean, got an early caution, 18 laps in, was able to change tires, and that carried him to the finish. Anticlimactic, to say the least. To be quite honest, though, I'm still not quite sure how good that car was. He just had a competitive advantage, and to his credit, was able to really ride that to victory. When you look at the Coke 600, you better strap in because this is a race that could take 4.5, 5 hours to complete. It's the longest race of the season. One of NASCAR's crown jewels that'll start in the afternoon and go into the wee hours late on the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. Kyle Larson, a rightful favorite. You can understand why him and his teammate are both priced pretty short in that 5.5, 6-1 range. For me, I think Kyle Larson in a head-to-head matchup against Denny Hamlin, minus $1.30 thereabouts, probably the best bet there. It's typically not a race where I'll try and pick a winner because so many things can go wrong in a race that really becomes a war of attrition.
There he is. He's Todd Fuhrman.
Thanks, Todd, Father.
Anything else you guys have for him? Crocodile versus grizzly bear or anything?
No, me versus Todd.
I mean, Slay, come on now. You're a massive favorite there. If I get to come into the ring with an aluminum bat or something along those lines and a weapon, then we're able to level the playing field. I would just kind of have to dance around the octagon or the boxing ring for a little while until you got tired, and then just try and lean into you and hope that you face planted there.
Like Todd Hardy.
Aluminum bat. He needs foreign objects.
Hey, look, I understand, when I'm entering into a fair fight, and me and Slay going in hand-to-hand combat, I'm making myself about a 40-1 shot here. So, maybe I could be like Buster Douglas, land the shot heard around the world, but I'm not all that optimistic in me being able to send Slay to the canvas.
Speaking of, do you happen to know, how much money was lost or won on that fight, Buster Douglas-Mike Tyson?
I don't, but I can tell you at a fight like that, you're pretty much only getting one-way action.
Yeah.
So with a price tag that big, it's basically books inviting everybody that wants to bet $5 or $10 to take a shot on the underdog. So unless you're able to get a couple of big casino players that are coming in to really fire over the top, it puts them in a little bit of a tough spot, to say the least. But I can say, big news for those boxing fans that are out there. It looks like July 29th, we're going to get a very good fight between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. So a lot to look forward to about 2 months from now for a sport that's really taken the back burner. And we did see a decent fight last week, and one I'm not sure the result actually stood up between Haney and Lomachenko.
Great stuff. Todd Fuhrman. Thank you, man.
Hey, always a pleasure, guys. Enjoy the game tonight.
At Todd Fuhrman on Twitter. Check out the Bet the Board podcast. Tennessee baseball coach Tony Vitello with an interesting comment about getting knocked out of the SEC tournament. That's next to HL 104.5 The Zone. Hit us on Twitter at the RHL1045, and you can see Ron Slave's new Hit City Sounds jersey.
Good looking.
We got up on the dugout, took a picture.
I'm sharp as they come right now. Thunder.
By the way, so I'm going to get to this Tony Vitello comment here in a second, but it's something that we've talked about for a long time about, like, SEC baseball team guys, like, they want to win because they're competitive, but they also are okay if they leave that tournament early. Remember Vanderbilt didn't they win the College World Series after getting bounced?
Yes.
In the elimination game?
Yep.
So Tennessee lost yesterday and got bounced. So I will get to that. But, again, follow us on Twitter at the RHL1045. Again, rest in peace, Tina Turner, true legend. I saw a tweet from Rolling Stone. Tina Turner was the first woman to appear on the cover of Rolling Stone. It was their second issue ever. Rest in peace to a legend and an icon. And if you missed the beginning of the show, Slay sang a bunch of Tina Turner songs.
That's right, because it was like just secondhand emotion.
It was a medley.
That's right. And I'm your private dancer, Martha.
I hope you're not my private dancer.
I was talking to Martha, not you, Yor.
Well, you're simply the best, Slay.
Martha.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
It's how you say Martha.
It's Martha.
He took the R out, he said. Brandon Marcello says, Florida and Georgia will continue playing their annual rivalry game at Jacksonville through at least 2025. Two schools announced today. 2-year extension keeps the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in the city for the next 3 seasons. The interesting part about that is the Jacksonville Jaguars general manager recently said on 1010XL that they're going to have to do so much renovating to that stadium that they're going to be out of it for 2 years.
Goodness.
But I think that's 2025 to 2027, if I remember correctly on that story.
Sure.
So, but there had been some talk about Florida and Georgia maybe going home and getting away from Jacksonville.
Can't do that.
In that deal.
Hey, you don't want the home and home babs. You like the.
I like the cocktail party.
Yeah, I do too. Even if they had to do it in a different spot. You know what I'm saying?
It is a straight up 50-50 crowd too. Like you
it.
can see it.
It looks
and
good.
it's beautiful.
It looks good.
All right, from West Rucker, Tennessee baseball coach Tony Vitello on the SEC tournament. Remember, Tennessee lost, or maybe you didn't know, lost Texas A&M yesterday.
They gone
3-0. They're gone. Here's what Vitello said, and again, we've hit on this, but this guy's saying it publicly because we've heard comments like this from people before. But everybody in this league is a competitor. Everybody comes here wanting to win this thing, but there are benefits to going home early and getting some rest too. Look at the history. This league beats you up. Some rest is good. End quote.
Is he getting a lot of flap for that comment? Because it's just honest.
It is very honest now.
Yeah, I saw. A lot of the comments were going the other way about, you compete to win and blah, 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 and all those things.
They did that last year, and then they lost in the regional, super regionals.
Yeah.
Because they won the tournament.
You played college baseball. You can speak to this.
Yeah.
There is a value in getting your arms rested.
Oh, absolutely, especially when you're going into your tournament play, because as much as the SEC tournament, how good it is because the competition top to bottom, the thing is the tournament doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter at all, because majority of the time, the 10 to 12 teams that are already going to be competing after the single elimination round, they're in the tournament. So it doesn't benefit you one way or the other, and most of the time, the field of 64 is set. So for Tennessee, you go home. Your pitching hasn't been very good when it comes to Dolander and Beam and those pitchers throughout the SEC play. You get them rested. Most likely you're going to go to Coral Gables. You go down there, and you have the best team on paper to get ready for that, and you get to rest your arms. It's much
Although,
better.
if you don't have the arms, you ain't going anywhere in the postseason.
No, which is
period.
what happened for Tennessee last year.
For Tennessee, it depends on where they go, because they're not going to host a region, probably.
Well, that's part of it,
But
right?
they need a home run hitting stadium to go play in. That's what they need, and try to just outscore people.
Which is what Miami and Coral Gables is. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
where they're
homer-friendly.
rumored to be going
right.
as a 2 seed.
And honestly, you look at it, the most likely they're going to be playing Kent State, they're going to be going Wichita State and Miami. They're the best of those 4 teams. So as long as your pitching is set, that's where your offense is going to be showing out, because most likely they're going to take on Kent State first round if everything holds true. Kent State gives up 7 to 8 runs a game. I mean, they're going to be able to hit against them.
And I don't know who pitched for Tennessee yesterday. I'm guessing it wasn't a weekend starter.
No, it was not a weekend starter because what you're going to do in SEC tournament play is you're going to use Tuesday and Wednesday is going to be your weekday starters, the guys that may be a bullpen game or something along those lines. When you get to Thursday, that's when you're going to start seeing your weekend starters. So even if they'd have made it to the championship on Sunday, most likely they would have went either back to one of their weekday starters or that would have been another bullpen game.
Okay, but isn't there something to be said for a team like Tennessee that has struggled a little bit, something to be said for not bowing out one and done in the SEC tournament as far as needing some kind of momentum? Or, I mean, would they end up with one hit?
Yeah, they had one hit yesterday.
One?
But they did
I feel like I'm
hot.
going back to Major League. One beep hit.
Yeah.
Let's not finish the rest of that.
They did get hot, though, and it started on that Friday night against Vanderbilt where Slay was talking about it. I saw Slay all over Twitter where they hit back-to-back homers to send it into extra innings and then a walk-off in the 12th, and then they won a bunch of games.
And they may have got hot too
You brought
early.
out like the broom or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened to come out.
See, and spin it around.
Well, Vanderbilt did it to themselves. It's
Yes,
not your
they did.
fault,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I was just there.
Well, look, and spin it around to what Vanderbilt's going to face tonight. Auburn has won 9 straight SEC games.
8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, and so Vanderbilt's facing a hot Auburn team going into tonight. So, again, momentum could not be in their favor.
One other baseball note real quick. CPA beat McCallie this morning 1-0 in an elimination game. I think they're going to play here in about 5 minutes again. But the note here is Eli Dickey, who is the son of R.A. Dickey and is a freshman pitcher on the CPA baseball team. 6 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts
that's
from
a
a freshman.
That is a game.
In postseason. So congrats to Eli and R.A. and everybody, and good luck to those guys a little bit later. All right, more coming up, 5 o'clock hour, and we've got tons to get to. Titans NFL. We will not talk about John Morant and social media anymore. Is that good with everyone?
That's a great
I think
job.
we have made our positions known.
That's like daily leaving.
Yeah, ignore it. There's nothing happening here. Nothing
to
to
see here. All right, 3HL 1045.
Guarantee you he's back on tomorrow.
The Zone, yes.
The one time it's
All right, Brent, Superbook in 8 seconds. You need time or you got it?
I got people.
stream all your Zone
I
shows
need
live
time.
and on demand.
All right, I can get you time.
5 the Zone app.
104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live from First Horizon Park. I just scared the fire out of Don Davenport.
Yes, you did.
Brett Doherty, we're with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. It is Wednesday.
Hump day.
Fans are lined up,
Sweet
waiting
night.
for the gates to open so
Everybody
they
wants
can
sweet
get
night.
their corduroy hat. It is sweet night for 104.5 The Zone. We'll have listeners in a suite.
Come on up, y'all. You won't want to miss this one.
And it's, man, what a beautiful night for baseball. Don Davenport is here.
1045 The Zone AI. On the T-Dot Smartway map, there appears to be a meteor approaching downtown Nashville. No, wait. Scratch that. No need to check for weather alerts. This appears to be a Babs NATO. She's coming in hot. Entering the studio in 3, 2, 1. Don Davenport.
Let's go.
We took the show outside today, broadcasting live
We
at
ain't
the
got no
concourse at First Horizon Park. First 1,000 fans in attendance here tonight as the Nashville Sounds host the Iowa Cubs at 6:35. Joe Hunt, by the way, executive producer at 3HL, will throw out the first pitch tonight.
Yes, the first pitch.
He's very confident. There's a NASCAR driver trying to infringe on his first pitch rights tonight.
How dare he?
D. Benedindo will be your nemesis out there.
Do we know him?
Your Newman.
Is he a real NASCAR driver?
Yeah, he's a real he's a real
That's
driver.
a heck of a name, D. Benedindo.
D. Benedindo. He's probably going to be in suite night.
Is it?
I don't know, but he should be.
D. Benedindo. Welcome to Sweet Night.
I don't even. I have no response. Oh,
Slay is out of control. First 1,000 fans will receive a throwback corduroy hat presented by Advanced Financial. I went and got one of them and presented it to Dawn Davenport so she could feel of it. And
it's real corduroy.
I
like
mean,
thick, real
straight
corduroy.
up thick a corduroy hat.
With like a rope, like the red rope around. It's actually pretty sweet.
Like to be worn in the winter?
I mean, why? Because it's going to be hot or something?
No, I said it's thick.
Well, like the material is corduroy. I mean,
Yeah.
all these hats are thick.
I mean,
Yeah, but you gotta wear corduroy in the summer.
Corduroy is not a summer garment. You're right.
It's a throwback, boys.
Okay.
It's
Are we looking too far into this?
God, like y'all are so weird. The logo is throwback too, and it is so sweet. But you guys know I'm a big throwback person.
Is it blue? What color is it?
Yeah, it's blue.
Why do I automatically think of brown when I think of corduroy?
Because corduroy pants are typically brown.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, Babs.
Oh, what I'm going to do with y'all.
The number 7 overall prospect for the Chicago Cubs is on this Iowa Cubs roster, and he is batting 7th tonight. Brendan Davis is his name. He has 7 stolen bases, which leads the team.
Oh, wow.
I mean, where are you going to get Iowa Cubs detailed information like that?
Nowhere.
Except on 3HL.
That's the only place. I can guarantee that.
Mm-hmm. And how many of you care?
You probably can guarantee.
She's just over here raining on my Iowa Cubs parade. I want the people that are coming to the game, Babsy, to be educated on at least one player that they can see on that roster.
You're right. You're right.
You
I
put
take
research
it back.
into that too, yours.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm more of a bandbox Nashville Sounds kind of girl.
I'm telling you, dude.
go hang in the
Listen,
bandbox.
if that suite ain't hopping, that's where I'm going.
To the outfield bar.
Hey, Don, tomorrow night, $2, $4 drinks. Just
Here?
letting you know, at the bandbox.
Oh.
$2, $4.
Yeah, $2 and $4 drinks.
Oh, $2 and
$2,
okay.
$4.
Yeah, $2, $4.
They're $6 drinks.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
try to trick us.
You have to complete the equation to purchase the drink, is
That's
what
right.
this is. If you can't do
It
math,
gets harder
then they
and
cut you
harder
off.
later
Yes.
on in the game.
7 times 3.4 is
you
what?
Drink $2
By the
worth,
7th
you bring
inning stretch,
$4.
you're done.
It's over.
You're paying like $20 a drink.
Bring the $4 back.
Celtics fought back last night, winning in Miami 116-99. Boston was 6 players in double figures. They were 18 of 45 from three-point range.
They let it fly.
You and Alan Bell were talking about that they
Yep.
were going to let it rip, and they did. Miami just 8 of 32 from 3. Jason Tatum, 33 points, 11 boards. Jimmy Butler did what Jimmy Butler does, 29 points, 9 rebounds. Game 5 is Thursday in Boston. The Celtics are favored by 8 to get that thing back to Miami for Game 6.
How did Fuhrman describe Jimmy Butler? What did he say again?
He said
He's Stone Cold Killer.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
Stone
that.
Cold
That's,
Killer.
that's
Yep,
what he
sure
called
is.
him.
He is.
He said when he's got that little grin going.
Yep.
You're in trouble.
So I'm going to tell you one thing, though. They're giving them 8 points. Y'all better dive on that right now because that ought to go down. 8 points is
That's
this
a
is
lot.
this is the mistake they made the first time. That's a whole lot of points. That's when the parlay was rolling earlier in the week. But yeah,
You remember earlier in the week?
I'm taking them 8
trust
points
me,
early.
There was like 7 days in a row the
Yeah.
parlay hit and hit big.
Man, over
He
been
should have
killing me,
retired
man.
the parlay.
Yeah.
No, I got to keep rolling. We're going down, we're going down. Still
You know what?
rolling.
At least you won all those days.
That's right. So
Yeah.
You're playing with house money.
Just
You
getting
got,
even,
you
man.
got equity in the parlay.
That's right. You're good to go.
exactly.
Brandon Miller, I saw a quote from Brandon Miller on going number 1 or number 2. He's going to go number 2 likely because Wembanyama is going to go number 1 to San Antonio. But he had a great quote. He said, again, Brandon Miller, for those that don't know, Nashville Public School kid,
Yep.
Cane Ridge High School,
Mm-hmm.
son of Daryl Miller, who played football at Hillsborough High School, went to Alabama. This was his quote. I feel like I'm number 1, but you can't beat 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan, end quote.
And he ain't lying. He ain't lying. We talked about this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that's exactly what I said. Like any other draft, he has a great possibility of being the number 1 pick. You just can't explain, as we just had a GM on for the Sounds, you can't explain why you would not take a guy 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan, and you would take somebody 6'9" that can do everything. You can't explain that to your owner. I'm sorry. You just can't. Even if you miss, you got to take it just to try. You got to try your hand. So
That's how Michael Olowokandi got drafted number 1 overall.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Oden.
Yep.
I mean, they weren't 7'5" and could handle it like a point guard.
But 7-1 jumping out of the gym. So, yeah. And then it was a big man's game at that time, too.
Yeah, it was.
That's a little different. That's the thing. This guy's 7'5", and he handles the ball. He plays all 5 positions. Like,
So you know how Blaine
crazy.
You know how Blaine Bishop can like watch you walk and identify if you've got something going on with
Mm-hmm.
you? Like he did it when Mickey first started working here. We were walking around somewhere and he goes, "You got something wrong with your knee, don't you?" And Mickey was like, "Yes, how did you know that?" He's like, "I'm just watching you walk, man." He said the same thing about Greg Oden. He goes, "Look, I've been watching him run up and down the floor. One leg is longer than the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work."
Yeah.
And sure enough,
Yep. Yep.
Blaine, man, he'll identify. He'll
I was going to say, anybody who wondered how
Oh.
that guy was
He'll tape study you to
so
death, bro.
successful in the
Details.
NFL after where did he go in the draft?
7th round, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. That's
Detailed
why.
guy.
My still my favorite story ever that Blaine tells is the Peyton Manning story.
Yeah.
Looking at his feet, and Blaine was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to tell."
That's dope.
Yeah.
So so to tell that one real quick, and again, Blaine's such a good storyteller, and he tells these things.
I know. We need to get him to
And
tell this.
he
one.
gets all excited. He gets that high voice going off. I love it.
Yeah.
Almost said a word. Freaking love it.
Careful, y'all.
I know. He said that he was lined up and he noticed pre-snap that Peyton Manning was looking at his feet. He would always like look around, but at some point he would look at Blaine's feet. So Blaine then figured out that if he had his right foot in front of the left, he did press bail or whatever he did.
Mm-hmm.
And if his left foot was in front of his right, he did something else. Like he in the game thought about that and then started mixing it up so Peyton couldn't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Recognized that Peyton saw it.
Yeah.
And on the other side, how about Peyton Manning and
Right,
the
him
attention to
noticing too.
detail
Yep.
to actually find a tell that Blaine didn't realize he was telling?
That's wicked.
I mean,
Every
both
bit
of
it.
those guys, just ridiculous.
Blaine's got so many stories about going up against Peyton Manning and the games that those two guys would play with each other. It's something, man. Again,
I told y'all that guy's attention to detail was unmatched,
you
and
did
even
say
when
that.
he was done playing, crazy. Because I hosted that event where it was a Q&A. I had to host the Q&A with Peyton, and he literally sat down and spent at least 30 minutes chatting with me because he wanted to make sure that there was some kind of a relationship, a rapport, communication before we got on stage in front of all these people.
That was dope.
You know?
Detail.
man, weird story just popped up on my Twitter feed
Detail-oriented.
from Williamson source. Man injured in bull attack near Eagleville. I got to read this.
Eagleville.
Bull?
Is that close to us?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
where Becky and Sales grew up.
Yep.
So
Eagleville.
on the way to Murfreesboro.
I realize-
Bull attack.
Bull. Like
gotta read that.
B-U-L-L.
Yeah.
Who let the bull out?
I don't know. You put the bull back in. Don't ever
Maybe
let
they
the
were
bull out. Are
training.
you kidding me?
There's a rodeo. They're
Except-
training for the rodeo.
Oh, maybe that was it. Rest in peace, Tina Turner. I love the 80s tweet. Tina Turner's real name was Anna Mae Bullock. She was born on November 26, 1939. She was 83 years old. In some of her early years, she lived in Nutbush, Tennessee.
Nutbush.
Tina starred in 17 films, released 10 studio albums, and received 20 awards throughout her career. Tina sold more than 200 million albums.
And was still getting a bankroll touring. Still.
Out there in the scantily clad suits that she
Man, you
wore
better
in
know
her
it.
70s.
Shaking, showing
How
them
old
legs.
was she?
83.
Or octagon.
Octogenarian.
Octogenarian.
Is that it?
Octogenarian. Octagon is
Did
where
you
you're
say
going.
octogenarian?
I really,
He
I
said
really,
octagon.
I really don't know what I said.
The octagon is where
Good to
Slay's
see
going to
you.
find Todd Fuhrman with it. As he said, they're composite bats now, but he said an aluminum bat. More 3HL when we come back. The NCAA had a survey that they were interested in how much sports wagering is going on college campuses.
Yeah.
So they surveyed thousands of 18 to 22-year-old college students. It's an interesting number. I want to get your take when we come back. 615-737-1045. You want in 3HL on 1045 this is. Live the zone, Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you, broadcasting live from First Horizon Park. Nashville Sounds hosting the Iowa Cubs tonight. And we're going to be here. Where are we going to be?
Right here in the Sweet Night.
In the suite.
Sweet Night.
So CBS just put out top 10 Tennessee games on CBS. Number 2 ranked Florida, number 6 Tennessee. In 1998, 2017 overtime, Tennessee wins. And I was showing Babsy, Austin Peay, athletics director Gerald Harrison, jumping up and down next to Philip Fulmer after Collins Cooper hooked the overtime field goal wide to the left. And just proud of G-Dog, man, for all that he's been able to do and doing a great job at Austin Peay. But here he comes.
That's awesome.
Right there.
Oh, there he is.
And then he took off onto the field. Oh, that's
Fulmer
funny.
looks young there.
I was at that game. I was standing next to Brent Hubbs on the field when Florida missed that field goal, and you couldn't tell immediately that it was no good. You just saw the crowd reaction. And I'm telling you, I saw that the ball was spinning sideways, which a lot of times means it's going to hook to the left, and that's what happened. But the people in the stands were over the top of me and Hubbard so fast. I mean, so fast. And so I just started going toward the middle of the field, and I end up next to T. Martin, and I had this old school. This is 1998, so it's actual cassette tape. Oh. Actual cassette tape. It's called a Marantz, like a tape recorder, basically. And I had a microphone attached to it, and I end up next to T. Martin. So I start interviewing T. Martin. And the CBS camera with their reporter comes in behind me and just starts in. They let me finish, oddly, but so I took the tape. I was so proud of myself. I took the tape back, and you couldn't hear anything because of the crowd noise.
Oh.
No mic.
That
sucks.
That's my. No, I mean we were talking, but the crowd noise was so loud.
Yeah.
That you couldn't hear it.
So with the crowd.
So after a while, I walked toward the Tennessee locker room, where they run out for through the tee and all that, and I walk in there and I see this orange glow down the tunnel, down the dark tunnel, and I see this orange glow, and it goes out, and then orange glow, and it goes out, orange glow, it goes out. I get over there, and it's Randy Sanders standing by himself at the end of the tunnel watching all of the people running around he was the Tennessee offensive coordinator ultimately that year.
What was the glow?
Smoking a cigar.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what?
Smoking a cigar.
Gotcha.
Which Alabama is typically the cigar game for both teams, but
Did you say Randy Sanders?
Randy Sanders, who ended up as the offensive coordinator for the national championship game because David Cutcliffe took the Ole Miss job and didn't stay at Tennessee.
That was a crazy story.
He went to Ole Miss.
That was crazy.
And then we had him on at SEC Media Days, and he talked about how tough that was.
Sat in a log cabin and watched it.
By himself.
Yep. Cried. He said he cried.
Cried.
Yep.
And Randy Sanders was recently the head coach at ETSU.
Yep,
That's
sure
right.
Was. Came
I
down
think
and beat
he's done
Vanderbilt.
now, right? Yeah. I worked that game. Yeah.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep. That was crazy.
That
wild
was
Why
crazy.
you always got to bring up old stuff? Like Vandy fans are just driving
bad,
around
John.
having a good day and
My
a beautiful
bad.
day
Right?
in
My
the
bad.
city.
They've moved past that.
You just bring up ETSU.
That was Randy's last hurrah, I guess. Sorry, y'all.
Oh, by the way, I've got point spreads for week 0 and week 1.
Okay.
Which we'll get to in just a minute. But Vanderbilt, as you suggested, is a huge favorite in that opener against Hawaii.
And I'm riding with them. They gonna spank them.
Spalankum?
Spank.
Is that anything like Sweet Night? You gonna have Sweet Night at Vandy?
No, that's Sweet Night. We'll be there in a minute.
We've got multiple tweets from people that love it when you say Sweet Night.
Everybody, come on, Sweet Night.
Todd loves it too. I saw this headline, and this kind of scared me. And then I'll get to the NCAA survey about gambling.
I thought the gambling one scared you. I was very confused.
No, this headline scared me.
Okay, go.
The headline was, Saturn's iconic rings are disappearing.
Huh?
That sounds terrifying, right? Like, what is Saturn without its rings? What's going to happen? Is it just going to fly off into space? Or, do the rings hold them in there? Like, what's going on there? But then I read the story. Okay. So researchers estimate Saturn's rings will only be around for another few 100 million years.
Oh, come on.
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's like a John Morant social media.
Exactly. Like, what? why y'all sharing that information with us? Man, hold it for another 100 million years and then share it with them. Like, we don't, like, why are you telling us that, man? I bet they put everybody up in arms that worked at the Saturn plant. Like, we're going to change it.
It's already gone.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I saw Saturn the other day. I couldn't believe it.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Now they're going to go change
that
their
was
logo.
my first ever car.
See, that would have been that. See,
Little lavender Saturn.
Couple 100 million years, that'll be a collector's item. If you can hold on, Babs.
Hold on.
It's right around the corner.
Go freeze yourself like Walt Disney and Ted Williams.
Like, man, come on, man. 100 million years, couple 100 million.
Few hundred million.
Few, that's 3. Oh, boy, they need to be ashamed of this. Who put that out?
At most. A few 100 million years at most.
so on the low end, 275
So what
million.
does it mean if their rings are gone? If Saturn's rings are gone?
I stopped reading. I was like, Slay. I'm like, golly, you got me.
Did another
Well,
planet
then
get
who
them?
cares?
Exactly. I was so mad when I read that.
Yes.
I'm like, because they got me, man. With that headline, they got me.
Little clickbait for you, Mayor?
They need their butt
Y'all know
whipped.
I click on every story. Like, I literally click on any.
Couple
I'm,
hundred.
I'm so interested by a lot of things, including
Few
Saturn's rings
Few
going
100
away.
million. Man, why would you? That's dumb for typing that. Few 100 million.
Got me to click on it.
It must say ... Saturn's rings will be gone ...
I got
Because I would have
I got
clicked
the
on
hell
that.
out of that tweet. I don't know what happened.
They are ashamed of themselves. Shame on them.
Shame on them. Researchers.
Yeah, man.
Who are these researchers?
It won't be a sweat.
See, here's the other thing. How much time did these researchers spend, and how much did people pay them to come up with Saturn's rings leaving us in a few 100 million years? Because, again, it doesn't matter.
No. The researchers won't even be able to say okay to that. It's foolish.
Can you imagine presenting that report? Like, the guy wanted, like, good information here. Like, hey, man, we've seen some – the reason is because they sent a satellite around Saturn for 13 years, 2004 to 2017. They came back with this information about Saturn's rings going away.
They should have sent the picture out with the tweet saying how much they faded. The yellow one, the orange one, the red one, which one faded the most? That's stuff we need to know. Which colors ain't going to hold on the most?
I didn't even know there were colors.
Yeah, that's me and my people up there. We got some reps up there, Babs.
You got reps at NASA?
Yeah, don't worry about that. I ain't even really supposed to be talking about it.
This was a NASA story, actually.
I got a partner of mine that's one of my friend's brother played in a movie similar to a little something like that. He got some intel.
Was he in a movie with Dawn's brother?
Oh, my gosh. Do you guys want to hear something crazy?
Outside of Saturn, yes.
Speaking of my
I thought
brother.
I just hit you with something crazy.
Speaking of my brother.
Yeah.
Dane Davenport, Dawn's brother.
Mr. Babs is on TikTok. Was scrolling through TikTok.
Okay.
A scene from NASA, the NASA movie, whatever, the
Hidden Figures.
Her brother
Figures.
was in Hidden Figures.
Yes. A scene from Hidden Figures pops up on his TikTok, and it's like my brother every 2 seconds.
Really?
Like it's when she gets to come into the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he
Do you
John
remember
Glenn?
for the first
Yep.
time, and everybody was kind of like, what
Yeah,
in
what's
the
she
world?
doing
Why are you
there?
letting
Yep.
this woman in this
Mhm.
meeting, you know, or whatever? And my brother is Alan Shepard, so he's in the meeting. So every 2 seconds, it shows his facial reaction on this clip on TikTok, and I'm like, I didn't realize he was in this movie so much. They show him every 2 seconds.
Babsy.
I gotta go watch it.
I mean, he played like a legit
I'm going to watch
astronaut.
it tonight for that reason because there ain't no playoff games on.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a great film. I'm not going to call it a movie. I'm going to call that a film.
Yeah, it
That
is great.
That is fantastic. All right, here's the sports wagering thing.
Okay.
All right, this is from Eric Prisbell, whoever that is. Looking into sports wagering on college campuses, an NCAA survey of 3,527. I don't know why why not, 3,500, but they found 27 more people. 18 to 22 years old, college students, and they asked them if they have engaged in at least one sports betting activity ever.
And what does that?
What do you think the number would be? 0 to 100%.
I would have lied.
Does
First
it
of all.
include-
It would have been 0 for me.
Why would you lie?
Why would I tell the truth?
Is it? Jeez. Kids, don't listen to this.
Gambling in college?
Is it athletes? It's just 18 to 20. It's
18 to
students.
22
Oh, okay,
students.
yeah, I would have told
it's
him. Yeah,
students.
I would have said.
Unless it's a survey.
I'm gonna say 98%.
I'm gonna go 98%. I'm gonna go 100% because
Yeah,
of March
100%.
Madness. Because of March Madness.
100% of nothing, man.
They probably gambled, didn't even know though, y'all.
100%
They
of
probably
people
didn't
aren't going to
even
do
realize
anything.
they're gambling. Okay,
Man.
okay. Realistically, 70%.
Okay, I'm
No,
gonna,
no, 90.
listen, I'm going to disappoint y'all like the Saturn Star rings thing.
What?
I thought this number was really high.
What is it?
58%.
I don't think that's high.
I don't think it's true. Yeah, that's a lot
Yeah,
right there.
plus
so
or minus
Slay says about
27%.
30% lied.
Yeah. Like, what? Come on, dude. Imagine how many people, like Babsy just said, imagine how many people are getting in those little pools. They just think, this ain't really gambling. We just have
But
a good
it
time
is
with
gambling.
That's
Like
gambling.
March Madness,
Yeah.
if you fill out a bracket
Yep.
and pay $5
Yep.
to be in that bracket,
That's
you are
gambling.
gambling.
They probably thinking on an app or some of that. And they, you know,
Right.
college kids try to get smart, outsmart themselves.
I agree.
Like, I'm on the app. No, man, you.
Like
just
Todd
betting.
Downing and his play
Feel what I'm
calls.
saying?
Yeah, he always tried to outsmart himself.
Yeah, he's outsmarted everybody.
Now he's the passing game coordinator for the Jets.
For Aaron Rodgers.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh, it's so good.
That's probably why he strained his calf muscle. He's like, man, I'm not finna sit in here with this stuff, man. What is this man talking about? Somebody, by the time I make it back, y'all, from this calf muscle injury, y'all make sure you're about here.
Yeah. Or just make sure everybody knows that
I mean,
I'm calling
coming
the shots,
home,
not
yeah.
Todd Downing.
How
It's
much?
not him,
How
yeah.
much did Chig tell the story in just that one sentence where he's like, you know, we've simplified everything. We've gone to one-word play calls.
Here,
That makes me wonder what a Todd Downing play call looked like. You know,
Right.
everybody
Yeah.
likes to do that to John Gruden with the Spider 2Y banana or whatever he calls it.
yeah.
I want to hear a play call
Yeah.
from Todd Downing.
I
Do you
will
know
too.
what else that tells me? That even if you have like longer play calls or whatever, it tells me that there was a lack of connection
Yeah.
when it comes to communication.
Yep.
That there was something lacking from Todd Downing to his players. That to say we simplified it, as in we couldn't handle it before, then there is a complete lack of understanding from your offensive coordinator of what you're dealing with, and a lack of being able to teach it to where it doesn't have to be confusing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Like, I just think that one quote was
Yep.
so telling on so many levels.
And we saw an example of it last year when Malik was going in. Tannehill came out for a second. He came in, and I believe they had to burn a timeout because Malik came over from the sideline with the play. When he got out to the huddle, had to go back. Like, wait a minute, hold on. What's that play again? And then run back out there, and they burned the timeout. So, and Tannehill, it was a couple of times. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, at least 4 times throughout the year that Tannehill had to delay a game because of getting the play in and everybody getting to the line.
Should have just
That ain't supposed to happen.
done it
Not for a
That's
vet.
that's a great point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not for a vet. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Like you've been running this system.
Yeah.
So what he did, he just added on and complicated
Yeah.
it more. Like, oh, we're gonna really get him, even though all the keywords are the same. So yeah,
Now they're just going to go Saturn.
no rings. That's a fade. That means a fade.
That's a fade.
That would be
The
great.
rings are fading.
That is great.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a sleigh route.
You better know it all day long. Tap the side of the helmet. I'm out of here, baby.
Let's
Straight
go.
to the sideline.
Let me go get it.
Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah, buddy. Hey, man, I did have somebody hit me up on my DM. I don't know if yeah, I'm going to share it. One of our listeners, a guy, he go by, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell that.
Okay, well, don't tell his name.
Oh, yeah, okay. So he going like on a cruise, right?
I love it when he does
He
this.
going on like a cruise with his family. With his if I'm saying, Raw Dog, if you listening, dang, I just said it. Call in, man, 615-737-1045, so I can share it with the people. But this is it. He going on a cruise, and so you go on a family cruise, and they sharing all the same clothes, like colors. We coordinating.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
one
Family
day,
coordinating.
one day we're gonna be in yellow, one day we're gonna be in green,
Yes.
one day. So one day,
That is right up my alley.
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm with it, and he asked me. He was like, "Man, they got on the third day, we showing love to somebody that passed away. They got us wearing Kentucky blue. Now he a Tennessee fan through and through. It's a Kentucky shirt, a UK shirt.
Oh.
So he asked me, like, should I wear this? Get what I told him.
No.
Hey, dog, listen up.
No, you go get a plain blue shirt.
Yeah, and if need be, you sit this one out. They gonna have to go on that little escapade on their own. Yeah, you can't be out there like that, dog. 'Cause
No.
I told him whoever you are, they showing love to is gonna be up in heaven, looking down on you and laughing like,
Yeah.
I got him. Look at that, Tennessee
No,
boy,
no.
I got him to wear a Kentucky
Hey,
shirt.
You know what? Tell him I have a Kentucky blue shirt that says I still love Christian Leitner
Boom.
in white.
Boom.
There you go.
And that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
See, that's what
That's
I'm with,
perfect.
Babs. Yeah, you can't dare put that on, man. It means more down here in the SEC.
Perfect. I like it.
38.
All right, when we come back.
Oh, baby's here.
He doesn't take her on the mound when he.
Yeah, you are not allowed to pitch with her.
Exactly.
How many
No,
weeks
she
is
won't
she?
be hyped.
Month? 6 weeks. She's 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks ain't old enough to be on the mound, man.
No,
She is 6 weeks old.
Ain't no way possible.
Hunk could mess up that follow through. All right, when we come back, I've got college football opening
get it.
lines for week 0 and week 1.
Oh, we're gonna dive into this.
Tennessee, Virginia, Florida, Utah, Vanderbilt, Hawaii.
I might be doing something special for that Tennessee Virginia game.
Okay.
Just saying.
You need to make an announcement?
Nope, not yet. I ain't getting in trouble with that one.
That's a tease.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. 3 HL 104.5 The Zone. On Twitter at 3HL1045. Tried to roll some Cubs prospects. Some info to Dawn Davenport earlier. She wasn't having it.
Nah.
What happened?
I'm just
Sweet
admiring.
night. Sweet night.
Sweet night.
I gotta wake that baby up.
That's sweet baby. This is sweet baby.
You got the youngest hunkapiller in your arms.
Man, I do, man. And like she's stretching. I think she hears Tori.
She probably does.
She probably does. She hears mama. Y'all, this baby might be the most beautiful baby I've ever seen.
Joe Hunk is
super cute.
Yeah, Dawn was holding the baby, so I sent a picture of Dawn holding the baby to her husband, and he said,
Look at her stretching them legs.
don't get any crazy ideas.
She's a stretcher.
He said, cute baby, oh my gosh, but don't get any crazy ideas.
She got Ollie. It's a lot of Ollie in her. I'm peeping.
Ollie's being a big boy over there, too.
That's my boy.
Joe Hunk and family are here. He will throw out the first pitch tonight. Nashville Sounds hosting the Iowa
no
Cubs.
way you can do this with her in your arms.
Not yet. Give me about 30 more minutes, maybe. 30 more minutes. I think my wife's more nervous about Slay holding the baby.
I think Dawn's more nervous.
I'm nervous about Slay holding the baby.
He's got the biggest hands out of all of us.
I'm the oldest of 6 brothers and sisters, and that's on my mama's side. I've been doing it. Y'all know I can change a baby's diaper in my lap.
Don't say that.
I'm that cold-blooded.
You may have to in the suite tonight.
I done did it with one hand. I did it with a broken arm before. I did. I'm cold with a baby now.
Why'd you have a broken arm?
With the baby.
That's when I broke my arm in football. Look at Babs. Babs is so nervous when she flinches.
I was so nervous
about to open
with
her
my
eyes.
own, too.
All right, this from
open her eyes.
betonline.ag. Opening lines for Week 0 and Week 1. Saturday, August 26th. Did y'all know that Hawaii plays at Vanderbilt on August 26th? We're getting close, man. We're like 94 days away, something like that. Vanderbilt is a 17.5-point favorite against Hawaii at home.
They're going to beat them by them.
17.5.
I'm taking them 17. Giving up them 17. Taking Vandy.
Thursday, August 31st. Florida at Utah. Utah favored by 9 against the Gators. Almost a double-digit dog for Florida.
Darn, nobody believes in Florida.
Saturday, September 2nd. UMass at Auburn.
That ought to be a 25-point favorite.
39.5.
Good
Auburn
gosh.
favored by 39.5.
Wow, that's generous.
Look at this smile. She's smiling at me, y'all.
South Carolina at
that's
North
fine.
Carolina. Pick 'em.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. South Carolina at North Carolina.
Wow.
Will you pay attention to me and not the baby?
No, you pay attention to that baby.
I'm most definitely watching the baby over you, y'all.
Y'all, she is 6 weeks old
Look at
and
her
9
stretch.
pounds.
Stretch on out. Stretch on out.
9 pounds.
What that little lip doing?
Just a little love.
Where was I?
What else?
Virginia at Tennessee, which is actually here in Nashville. Tennessee, a 4-touchdown, 28-point favorite over Virginia.
That's a lot of points, man.
Virginia is kind of a mess right now.
Oh, I take it there.
Bronco Mendenhall bolted, and
Yeah,
that's right. He did. Yep, sure did.
South Florida at Western Kentucky. Hilltoppers by 13.5. What up, Big Red? Let's see. What else do we need here? Arkansas State, Mickey Ryan, the Fighting Mickey Ryans, at Oklahoma.
ooh, that might be ugly.
Butch
Slaughterhouse.
Jones and crew are a 33-point underdog.
Yeah, that's
They're
pretty
going to
ugly.
get spanked because they owe some people from last year.
Rice at Texas. Texas by 35. The only reason why I say that is the second college football game I ever went to was Rice at Texas A&M, and they got hammered.
But you said Texas?
Yeah, Texas.
I think I'll take them 35. That's
You're already in.
That's in home. That's in state right there.
MTSU at Alabama.
70.
My son Connor trying to hit that travel roster.
She opened
Alabama
her eyes.
by
She
37
opened her eyes.
against
She opened
MTSU.
her eyes.
Ball State
up?
at Kentucky.
What's up?
The Fighting Blaine Bishops.
What's up?
Who is this? I know.
She's trying to go
I'm
back
just
to
trying to
sleep on
motor through and do my
You
job
keep
here.
doing. Keep going.
Listen how quiet he is.
The
Keep going.
Fighting Blaine Bishops. Ball State at Kentucky. Kentucky by 27.
I mean, and Kentucky is reloading some pieces.
Yeah, they are. Sweet night.
It's been nice.
He's trying to be quiet.
He is. He's whispering.
Y'all should see this little hand in Slay's big hand.
She slick opened her eyes on me. It's like, who is this holding me? Hey, mama.
I mean, the baby could fit in Slay's one hand.
I know, it's crazy.
I told her like football.
LSU, Florida State
Look,
in
she
Orlando.
laughed at that. That was funny.
This is going to be a good one. LSU,
Hey,
Florida
look.
State.
LSU by 2.5 against Florida State in Orlando. Florida State's going to be good. And Clemson at Duke. Clemson favored by 12. That's Monday, September 4th.
Hey.
Slay,
I
are you gonna
can't
be-
wait
Are you
till-
going to be able to do the parlay holding her?
I already get it written down.
No, I'm about to go steal it.
I
Don't
think I
worry.
get my head. Babs tried to run off with her at first. That was half the problem. She look at her, see?
See, this is.
She stuck her tongue out at you.
No, she's like, I want to go to Auntie Babs. Get me out of here.
All right, y'all find
That
out.
with that one eye.
Sorry.
All right, fun night
Hey.
at the Sounds. We appreciate
Yes.
the Nashville Sounds. Follow them on Twitter at Nashville Sounds. They've got Iowa Cubs
mama.
tonight, tomorrow night, Friday night. And
Don't bounce it.
Hunk
I'm
is
gonna
going to
try my
throw out the
hardest.
first pitch, so pay attention to our social media. What's coming up next?
That would be the after party brought to you by Awaken 180.
All right, Smiley, take us out here. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
$7:15 and we'll
What's happening, people? You made it to the end of the show. Let's get straight into this scoreboard. Superbook. That's what you made it to.
Superbook Sports? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. How do they do it, yo? How do they get on the Superbook?
Well, they need to listen to you because clearly you're an expert. And they need to download the Superbook Sports app or visit superbook.com to wager and win today.
Hunk brought this baby over here, this beautiful baby.
I asked
that
you.
just flustered me.
I asked you if you were going to be able to do this, and you said yes.
I took us to the scoreboard. Anyway, here we go to parlay. Hurricanes money line, Yankees money line, Mariners money line, Dodgers versus Braves. Take the under, man. It's real simple to do. That's it. Boom. Book it.